right, guys, and welcome back. You were waiting for it, weren't you?
What?
For another edition of Night.
I don't know. I'm just happy not to be sick.
Me too. You're sitting next to you.
I don't know. Wearing that shirt, you got to be sick.
Are you talking about me or him?
Ever's one.
I don't think we've got any room to talk, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, join us this week. We've got the old man. He's back. How are
I'm
you?
back.
Back
I'm good.
again?
You're loving it, don't you?
I do.
We love having you too, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Show wouldn't be the same without you.
Be a big hole here, a big void.
Yeah, it would. It would. We've got a great crew now, and and credit to you all because we're all a piece of the puzzle and make the show. So anyway, before you get too big of a head, also joining us, every beautiful crazy lady. How are you?
Yeah, all right. Thanks.
All right.
You're better than what you were last week.
Not as far as football goes.
Oh, true.
You're coming down with us.
Yep.
And us.
Well, it's going to be a pretty tight squeeze down there soon.
Hey, hang on. 2015. Penrith and the Knights fought it out for the spoon. It's 2025, 10 years later. Are we going to get a repeat?
Look, I don't think we're going to be going for the spoon. I think that's on Gary's department. But
I don't know.
you and Gary punching on for
I
it.
don't know.
Oh,
Seriously.
Watchy, sorry.
Give us 5 weeks. We'll be
Oh,
right. We'll get a couple of wins on the board. We'll get away from it.
We've got a buy coming up, so we're getting off the bottom of the ladder.
What'd you say you buy?
You probably won't even beat the buy either.
We'll
We're
struggle.
struggling. We're struggling.
Yeah, anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Corey?
Hello. How are everyone?
Chunks.
Chunks, yeah.
Chunks.
How is everyone?
Chunky.
Good, mate.
Yeah, chunky. Oh, right. You can carve it or?
Oh, if you want.
Do what you want. Just don't put it on
How are you?
YouTube.
Yeah, I'm well, mate. I'm well.
Courtney?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Good. And join us in the Smita Lounge again, becoming a bit of a regular.
It's a habit.
Marchie, how are you, buddy?
Good, mate. How's things?
Oh, yeah.
Great to be back. It's
Good to have you back.
very, very familiar ground at the moment. It seems to be popping up every couple of weeks.
Gary's far. You just hang
Yeah.
around here. You don't go away.
That's it.
Oh,
It's
Good to
pick
be
on
back.
Gary Day, is it?
No, we like having you. You're an asset to the show,
yeah,
mate.
no, you're
Absolutely.
good.
I enjoy being here. It's
Yeah.
good fun.
Yeah.
I was considering first off. No.
Yeah, I was a bit worried the first time I was on. That's
it's all
way
second.
behind us now.
Second nature now, isn't it?
It is.
But,
It is good fun.
all right, let's get stuck into it because we've got a bit to talk about tonight and probably a lot of steam to come out of my ears by the end of it too, I'd say. So jumping in straight up, the NRL news brought to you by our good mates at Hip Pocket Workwear.
It's reported that Billy Walters attempted to shake Spencer Lenu's hand post-game, but Spencer refused and called Billy a snitch. It is believed Billy gave evidence on the racial slur in Las Vegas.
Well, okay, I'm probably going to have to dive straight into it straight away, but JT's allowed to have an opinion, correct?
Yeah.
Entitled.
So why can't Spencer have his opinion?
100%.
So why can Spencer say to someone that is only a commentator on the game, I don't want to talk to you, several times and still have to put up with questions? If he says I don't want to talk to you, he shouldn't.
That's right.
JT shouldn't be allowed to approach him.
Okay, after the second time, isn't that come down to harassment?
I would say yes.
Like, I don't get me wrong. I like JT. I think he's one of the greatest players to play the game.
Yep.
And you know me, a spade's a spade. I don't care if you're gay, whatever, old, you know, beautiful, or whatever. You're all the same to me.
Yeah,
like, you know,
that's right.
I'm not racist one little bit either. And I think it should have been left on the field. And he can have his opinion. He can have his opinion. Let's move on. But the thing I don't like, and I'll probably get some backlash to this bit, where was he when Ezra Mann had drugs and alcohol in his system?
He never spoke out about that.
No,
No.
he didn't.
And that's the problem that Spencer's got.
That's right.
And I totally understand what Spencer did was wrong, but Ezra Mann got less. Well, he got 9 weeks, where Spencer got 8. He put someone's life at jeopardy.
100%.
That the size of his penalty was a joke. But for JT not to come out and comment on that after he commented on
That's made
Lenu,
it.
and then comes back and wants to talk to him about it and be all buddy with him, that to me is wrong. He told him, I don't want to speak. Yeah, he should have left it at that and left it alone, well and truly.
And the problem, the biggest problem I had about it straight away, Spencer was the issue. Before all the facts are out, There was 10 different stories from reporters. And I tell you, that bald-headed fruitcake, what's his name? Is it Hooper?
Yeah, Hooper.
You know, they're doing NRL fights at the end of the year. Get him in the ring. I'll take him on because I can't stand the bloke. He's a troublemaker.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I just think I think JT needs to pull his head in and leave him alone. Like, stop.
Or I've got an easy solution for him and Spencer too. Let them have the fight at the end of the year.
Back in Spencer.
Yeah, I'll have 100 on him.
Only 100.
Yeah. Well,
But you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
come on. The bloke's gone through a lot. But I'll tell you one thing it's done. Origin. Oh, how good's that going to be this year?
it's
Are
spiced
they-
it up, isn't it?
Aren't they calling for Spencer not to be picked?
Probably.
If they do,
Probably.
there'll be a sin
For
bin
what
within
reason?
the first 5 minutes.
Because,
What reason?
probably because
To keep him out of Queensland.
Yeah. Would
Well,
not surprise
does that
me.
rule him out of every game that's played in Queensland?
Okay.
First
But
game's
hang
played
on.
in Perth.
But hang on. If that's the case, could you go back to discrimination then? Because they're discriminating him.
right.
Negating, yep.
Open
100%.
a can of worms.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm 100% against racism too on the area.
Yeah.
But there's also some that happened that we witnessed with our own eyes that happened that went unseen from the Broncos. A grand final. That's all I'll say. So it's time to move on.
Yep.
Let's stop the racist shit, get it out of here, and stop the backlash on Spencer too. Let's move on.
Yep. Play the game.
And let them fight it out between themselves. They should have stayed on the field until some reporter went, "Oh, did you hear that?"
But now he wants him charged too.
What?
Oh,
They come
JT.
out. They come out on Sunday night.
What, JT wants
JT
it?
wants him charged.
What?
For what? Calling him a name?
He wants to take it to
Oh, my God.
NRL.
Really?
That's what I heard on the way home on Sunday night.
I'm
I
pretty.
don't know how true it is,
Don't
but
quote me, but I'm pretty sure I did hear yesterday that he doesn't want any, wants it just to be smoothed up. So once again, here's all this story,
The media.
media bullshit.
media.
Because seriously, we're all talking about it.
Yeah.
It's
That's all
work.
it is.
that's it.
It's work.
He
But,
gets something out of it.
but that Hooper, is that his name?
James Hooper.
He's a grub, and
Oh,
you know he's caused backlash to Spencer and JT that wasn't warranted. Like, they could have probably had their argument. Yeah. JT probably contacted him after and said, "Man, come on, that's not on." No one would have known that anything. But now
Again, what right has he got to keep hassling the bloke?
he doesn't.
He tries to interview him all the time, and he keeps saying, "I don't want to talk to you."
Hmm.
So is that not enough for the NRL to step in and say, "You know what, JT, leave him alone."
They won't. They won't because they're run by a
Because of
bunch
the
of
rights.
muppets.
That's right. Yeah, crazy.
Anyway. Move on because I'm going to get cranky.
That'll be
now.
later.
The Dolphins insist they will not be used in a bidding war to increase Daly Cherry Evans' salary and say he must make the first move and reach out. If Daly decides he wants to talk to us when he has made his mind up, then we will talk, said their CEO, Terry Reader.
Good on him.
I thought he was looking at the Titans.
You look weird in red.
Close. You know, similar.
Red
Still
and
around that area. I tell you what, that could be
see
pretty good.
Titans. I can't see Dolphins. I can't see anything else. I can see potentially Broncos.
What a combination.
But I mean, they're going to be moving Adam Reynolds out. So
But
they
what a
wanna replace him
combination.
with another older fella.
Combination at the Dolphins.
Katoa.
Katoa,
Yeah, he's
Cherry Evans.
he's
He can
awesome.
learn a bit off Cherry Evans too. Not that he needs to. He's quite a handy player.
I say
Quite a good player.
that was a blunder of Penrith letting him go. Imagine him outside Cleary at the moment.
Shows on the ladder at the moment, doesn't it?
Shut your pie hole, Margie.
Moving on.
Want to get in the ring?
I tried. Remember last week?
Anyway, Manly
Oh, wow.
Manly are aiming for Turbo to return in round 8 against the Panthers before they head into the bye in round 9.
We
Straight.
touched on this a couple of weeks ago. Where is it too early?
Yeah.
And the other one supposed to be back this weekend. I know we need him, but I think it's too early.
Noses,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, like it is. It's too early.
Do you risk going to second last, or do you just not play him
We
and
get the
stay
bye,
at
mate.
last?
We get the bye. We'll leapfrog Penrith.
We haven't had a bye yet.
Yeah,
Parramatta are the only team that I know that have had the
you
bye
are.
and still in the last position, unfortunately.
no, it's going to be close. It's going to be a close call.
What's even wrong with Mitchell Moses? I forgot what he's
Where do you
That
want me
was
to
the
start?
foot.
The team he plays with.
the colours he wears.
No, it's a foot.
Yeah.
Oh, he hurt his
That's
foot.
screwing the foot.
Oh.
I just can't put my foot on it, but I'm sure it was.
Such a dad joke.
Moving on.
Sick one.
Sorry,
Oh.
that was my dumb girl moment for the night.
Paul Gallen says Sonny Bill is a fraud and only has boxing success fighting older guys. I'm not the fighter I was 3 years ago. I know that, but I still have enough to beat him, and that's all that matters, he added.
100%. We spoke to Gal that way, didn't we?
I
And
like him.
I said to him, Gal said straight up, I said, you going to fight him or what? He goes, if he'll agree to my terms, he said, let's get it on. Like, he was pumped, wasn't he?
What about
Like-
fighting or?
Well, probably that too, but I still like Sonny Bill. Like, I had a soft spot for Sonny Bill. But I like Gal. I'll be going, hit him. No, you hit him. You know, like, I like both of them, but I reckon it'll be a pretty good fight. As you said, Gallen's not the fighter he was. What's Sonny Bill doing? But I reckon he's pretty fit.
He's very fit. I saw him Manly Parramatta last season down in Sydney. He was out doing a promotional thing with the Channel 9, and he got a heap of people. He said, "Oh, you know, we need you to do this, need you to do this." And I actually met him. He's as fit as.
A good bloke, isn't he?
He is a really nice bloke, but just he's a big boy too. Like he's not big built. He's just tall, and he's masculine.
I reckon he's.
I reckon he'd do. I reckon he'd do Gallen.
Yeah, I reckon it's
he'd
good.
get him on reach. Simple as that.
Like, he
Lennox
was.
Lewis, Mike Tyson.
It'd be a good fight, regardless, I feel.
It'd be a good fight, but
He's
I
just
just think he'd kick out
so
the pieces.
down to earth, bro, isn't he? I mean,
Yeah.
no, Gal's a good guy too. I'm not taking that away from him, but Sonny Bill, like, you know, he was about to do an interview, and I said, "Oh man, can I just get a quick photo?" Yeah, sure, mate.
Yep.
Like, you know, he's just so.
Yeah, who's
Yeah.
going?
Does anyone know what Gallen's terms are?
It's 3-minute rounds or something, or 2.5 minute rounds or something like that. But
Yeah.
he wants it. I think Sonny Bill wants it shorter. I think,
Yeah,
Like-
okay.
or is it less rounds, longer, or some whatever it is. Apparently, in Gal's terms, it's not in the spirit of boxing. So,
So it has to be less rounds and shorter.
why don't they meet in the middle?
I think Gal wanted a lot more rounds, well, minutes of rounds, like the proper 3-minute
3-minute rounds, yeah.
Just put
I
him in
think
the
it was
ring and let him go till someone's finished.
If not, I'll do it
Yeah.
because God, man, I'll get my head punched in for the amount of money they're going to earn.
He's earned a lot more boxing than he has playing footy.
They're going to walk away with a lot of money. I'll still throw it out there to Logan Paul if you're listening. Let's get it on.
What's your terms?
Do you want to fight or?
Yeah,
$10
let's get
million.
it. That song comes to mind.
Just
Let's
to step
get
in
it
the
on.
ring.
$10 million. I'll stand there and let him just belt me.
Yeah.
$10 million. I
Get
don't
Diddy
care.
involved with the
$8 million to get the flask and all fixed up.
Yeah, that's it.
Come out.
I'll get one good punch on.
You've only got to get one in, I reckon.
Yeah, that's right. When you go to touch gloves, just flog him one. 10 million later.
I heard,
Beauty.
I
I'm in
heard
hospital.
Bellamy.
I'm in hospital, black-eyed and bruised and broken bones, but $10 million richer.
Kylie.
Well, at least that'll cover your medical
Kylie.
bills.
Hello, Kylie.
Are you serious?
But
You
the
there,
point
Kylie?
is, but it's all
She's
like
gone.
Michael Jackson,
Close.
Mike Tyson.
Now we're getting off.
It was all staged. So
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a show. It was a show.
anyway, moving on.
Journalist, and I use that term loosely, Peter Fitzsimmons has declared you can put a fork in Penrith. Their 2025 season is over. The only way they'll get to the grand finals if they pay for their tickets. Well, that's pretty obvious.
Seriously, I don't like this bloke. He's a union knob.
He hasn't got a
You
lot
all
of-
know who he is.
Right.
Yeah, I know who he is.
He wears a bandana.
He wouldn't know if he's itchy.
He's
This
a
bloke.
former Australian player, but
Yeah, he's a
whatever,
union,
never
but
rated him.
does he know anything about Lee?
He thinks he does.
Yeah.
Is
And the
it,
reporters are like that, though.
I mean, honestly, if you're confident enough to write Penrith off, you go for it. But I'm not
Yeah.
yet. I'm not yet.
He's a very outspoken journalist.
Always has been.
I mean, they're going poorly, but you don't write off a team like Penrith that quick yet. I
They're
still
still
think
not
you've
on
got a
the
few more weeks to go yet.
A team that forgot how to defend.
Knights say hold my beer.
Yeah, but they're used to it.
Oh, thanks. Moving
Do
on.
you watch a Parry game?
Get out the gloves.
Just
No.
want to just shout out to Fletcher Sharp's back for carrying the whole game. the other day. Holy dooly. Must be sore.
Go on.
Who? What?
Wreck
What?
me.
What-
Fletcher
Fletcher
Sharp.
Sharp's back. Be sore from carrying the whole team on the weekend.
seriously, what game did you watch?
I don't think he was anywhere near it.
No.
over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, but they got the try in the last bit there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't
'cause
mean nothing,
the
no, that-
Tigers gave up.
Gave it to him.
Honestly, I don't think Harley. Oh,
I don't
we'll
think
get
there
in a
was
minute.
one-
There's probably 2 players in that whole team that can hold their head high. The rest of them, disgraceful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty long reach for any of them. To be honest, I thought they were just
Dog shit. Let's be polite.
yeah. I think it could have been a lot worse.
26,000
Kicking
people
was
there.
pretty ordinary.
Yeah.
26.
Dilly's probably had the worst kicking performance of his career.
Yes.
26,000 people there, and that's how they repay their fans. I'm sorry.
I heard that sound ringing in my ear all the way home.
Did they get booed off?
No, I would never boo them. I'd never boo them.
No, not you, but did they get booed
No.
off?
No, but see, the reason why I am passionate about them, and I know they'll come back, but I'd never boo them. But that performance was dog shit. I'm
It
sorry.
was pretty ordinary.
When you're getting paid that kind of money, and I won't go into names, but players dropping balls right in front of them, when they're on that kind of money,
And there was a lot of drop ball.
the kids that played at half time weren't dropping those kind of
Yeah.
balls.
Yep.
And they were dropping the ball on first tackle
Yeah.
a lot.
Yep.
Moving on.
Sorry, I've started it.
No, definitely
I
not.
just want to say I'm glad I didn't couldn't afford to buy a membership this year because I'd be very disappointed.
I know. Like, we went through years of spoons and we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We make it.
Oh,
Great.
I would have bought one, but I just couldn't.
I'll just touch on it very quickly
Well,
before you go back to your news. You follow your team, rain, hail or shine. You know.
I've been doing it for a long time.
Have you seen our spoon collection?
Hey, we got
50 years.
15, mate. Is it 15? 15 spoons? We got the most in the comp.
What's that?
Spoons. Is it 14 or 15?
No, Gary, he said spoons, not spoon.
Okay. Plural.
We got heaps of them.
Oh, I'm moving on. Sorry, I've opened a can
Sorry.
of worms.
Yeah.
The Cowboys have reportedly contacted the Tigers to inquire if they would consider releasing Api Coruscant ahead of the 2026 season. We have zero interest in letting him go, none at all, and that will not be happening while I am the coach, said Benji.
You wouldn't let him go, would you?
Not way in the world.
Not now.
Is there a better hooker in the game than him?
No.
Oh, you
Oh, yeah.
you football hooker. Okay.
Michael Maguire has indicated he felt his forward pack's physicality was a letdown. We needed to compete higher and be more physical. The Roosters turned up and had a bit more physicality that I know that's in our team, he said post-game.
And you know what? That was Spencer's best game he's played for a long time. He was up for that.
It was a good game.
And it's overshadowed.
Yeah, it is. But you know what I'm not getting into it.
No. Next.
Isaiah Katoa has essentially confirmed he will not play for the New Zealand Kiwis. He says he has a dream to play for the New South Wales Blues, which means he cannot play for the Kiwis and would need to keep representing Tonga internationally.
Until he's played, and then he can go to the Kiwis, like the rest of them do. Like, don't get me wrong, you will see Ponga eventually in a Kiwis jersey after he's
Is that
done.
league or union?
Rugby union, yeah.
No, league, I'm thinking. Well,
I'm thinking union.
could be, but my point, I'm thinking eventually he will go, I've done everything I can in Origin too. I'm going to pledge to New Zealand.
Brad,
It's got a lot to do though for in Origin to be able to say that.
Win a series, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, but you know what I mean. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player, but I think he's been the first few rounds he was quite good, but the last couple of rounds he's been quite ordinary. He's been hot and cold so far to start the year. I feel
I
that
agree with
game
you.
on the weekend was that was one of his worst games I think he's ever played.
And I know people go, oh yeah, but the team around him, I understand it, 100% too, he can't do it all. But when you're like marquee player and you're on that kind of money,
And you drop the balls that he dropped.
yeah,
Right on
that's
the goal
There was,
line.
yeah, I know. There was
That-
a couple of those.
That's
Yeah.
the problem.
And it doesn't matter how bad. I mean, you want to get decent ball, but some of those balls that were being passed to him, there was nothing wrong with them. He was just not concentrating.
Well, that's right.
And maybe they were chasing. I don't know, but yeah, he's got a lot to do, and he can do it.
Oh yeah.
He can do it. He is definitely one of the better players in the game by far.
When he's on, he's on.
Exactly, but geez, he was off,
There wasn't many that wasn't off on
Yeah, I know.
him from us.
unfortunately. But
Anyway,
Billy Slater has confirmed both Max Plath and Kurt Mann are in the frame for Queensland Maroons selection this year. Anyone that watches these two guys closely would identify they are building habits in their game that are origin worthy, Billy said.
Did I say that 12 months ago that he'll be in it this year?
What you've been saying? You've been singing his praises for,
Oh, I said
for a while.
if I think second round, third round in, Max Plath is a player to watch. He's going to do some great stuff.
Well, I had some goose laugh at me on Facebook the other day, which is not uncommon for my comments to get laughed at a lot. But I said, is there a better 14 in the game than Kurt Mann? He laughed and said, are you joking?
Yeah, no, he's definitely.
Is it name one that's better than him in the game?
Over the last 2 seasons, he's
This
just getting
season.
better and better.
Like, is there a better 14 this season than Kurt Mann?
Haven't seen one.
The only one I can think of, he's not better.
Wishart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you'll throw Connor Watson up there.
No, I still don't think he's performing as good as Kurt.
No.
No,
I may be
he's
biased.
playing good football, Kurt. He's
But
playing
as a,
great
as,
football.
I'm just saying, as a 14, they're in the mix. Top.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But Kurt Mann is outstandingly number 14.
It's got to be up.
I think he's going to have his hands full trying to keep Plaff out though. I've watched him. So he come in last season as a 14, and played great football. Scored a lot of tries. He was Mr. Fix-It. He was there when they needed him there.
The thing,
And now he's got the 13. He keeps doing the same
the
job
thing
every week.
Kurt may have over Plath is Kurt can play anywhere from 1 to 13.
Yep.
But Plath,
You wouldn't fit Plaff in the backs,
that's
but
he's
he
bonus.
definitely fill any spot in the forwards.
That's where he's bonus. I mean, you obviously couldn't put Kurt in the front row, but
Yep.
you know, apart from that, that's where it may help. Hopefully, I'd love to see him
Either of them's going to do their job. Either.
100%.
Getting on with Kurt, I'm not sure how he was coached at the Knights, but when he's been in a really good system here at the Dogs and the way he's playing,
Well,
it's really brought his game even better than what it was.
if he was coached properly, he wouldn't have been let go.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yep.
Anyway, I won't get into too much because I could be there all bloody night on that.
Craig Bellamy looks set to extend his time as the Storm coach into the 2026 season. All the indications I've received are really positive. He's really enjoying his coaching, said Storm CEO Justin Rodsky.
I didn't know his sister played tennis.
Oh, here we go.
That's a tangent, that one.
Moving on.
You know that one, Margie?
No, but
You do now? Here it is.
Big graphics.
might do
No.
this
Oh.
in the break.
Moving on.
Tavita Pangai Jr. says his family love life in France and he's not interested in an NRL return.
You know what? From a Penrith point of view, they should try to keep hold of him because I reckon when they got him from, was it from the Broncos, half a season?
Yep.
That half a season, when he come back and played for the Panthers, I reckon that was his best of his career.
Yep.
He got the nonsense out of his game and he just played unreal. I mean, but good on him. You know, he's found a home.
He's enjoying it.
The NRL have reportedly decided to scrap the Australian Gillaroos from the Las Vegas opener moving forward.
Well, I
Because it was
mean,
boring.
But no. The point is,
They didn't have the team up against
get
them.
a team that they can play. Get the Kiwis
though?
there. Kiwis.
You reckon?
Kiwis will give them a fair
absolutely.
run.
It won't be.
What
It
about
won't be.
17?
It won't be 90-4.
What
Whatever.
about
it
all
was.
7-8?
Yeah. Australia versus the rest of the world.
17.
Like,
Yeah.
was it 90? I don't know, 5? Paul Harrigan and all the likes played up against the rest of the world, which Terry Hermanson and co.
Yep.
Why not do that?
Try it.
Well,
You can't really go wrong with it.
what a mix. Kiwis, LC Albert, all those.
Yeah.
I guarantee you the
It'd bring them back to. It'd bring them.
I'd put my money on the rest of the world, to be honst.
They'd be pretty hard to
Hard to beat.
But I think it just make it more of an entertaining game. And I think we spoke about that. If they drop the Gillaroos, do they just play the grand final winners? Make that the first round. But we sort of, and until they have a proper women's league anyhow. And that's what I said about New Zealand. Like New Zealand, they're not super competitive, but they're in the game when they play against Australia because they play in the Australian competition.
And
And that's what I always said about the Poms. The Poms need to get more of their men's team, their men's players in the Australian competition to bring them into our game.
because they can't over there. The UK, it's all about like tries. It's not. They don't
That's
defend
right.
very well.
It's a different game of football where if they brought those players to Australia and played them in the Australian competition in the NRL, have a look at New Zealand. Have a look at Tonga. They're getting competitive against Australia because they're playing our competition.
And another thing too, what make them play good too, the passion they have for that jersey.
Yep.
Anyway,
Lachlan Galvin and his management have announced he will be leaving the Tigers at the end of the 2026 season.
is this the biggest shit show you've ever seen? Like, what a bunch of knuckleheads. Seriously, what's his name? Isaac Moses. That's his manager.
The manager.
What a knucklehead. Seriously. The bloke's now been dropped to reserve grade. He will never play for the Tigers again, I don't think. And what's he going to do? I know where he's going, but it could have been handled better, I think.
He wants to win a premiership at Parramatta.
No, he's going to the Dogs.
Parramatta.
He's going to
Under the
Parramatta.
Oh, let's put a bet on this one.
All in favour of Parramatta, say aye.
Aye.
I reckon he's going Parramatta.
All right.
He's
they
always
were-
wanted to play for Parramatta.
He's a Parramatta.
He's a Parramatta junior.
Junior, and he
played
supported him as a
his
kid.
juniors at
When
Parramatta.
I'm right next week, or when it comes
Someone
out,
wate it
and
down.
I lay on this desk
No, we
and
don't.
he's
It's
all
on-
rubbing
it's on
my feet.
video.
You what? Something
Not a
about
chance
you,
in
you
hell.
like feet, don't you?
Bad.
So what I can't
Oh, yeah,
understand
yeah.
though is he's saying that he can't learn anything from Benji Marshall. Is he serious? One of
No.
the best halfbacks to ever strap on a boot.
I agree with him in a way.
But is he going to play under Mitchell Moses?
No, because he's going to the Dogs.
He's not.
Okay.
But I agree with him in a little way. The way Benji coached David Clemmer changed his whole game, turned him in instead of a running through forward to ball
Offloads
playing.
and
Clemmer's now back at St George playing his normal game,
yep.
but he didn't have to learn off the coach. But he's got one of the best halves in the game at the moment in Jerome Luai.
Yep.
He could have learnt from him, from Api Coruscant.
And that's quite disappointing for Jerome too, not to mentor him over the next few years as well.
Well, too. But you know what? The way I look at it, that's fine because it opens the door for some other young kid.
Yeah.
So, speaking of young kids,
It's written in already. Parramatta.
Well, is he going to? But Smita's right here. If he's going to work under Serrato, or is he going to work under Riles? Like, who would you go to? Right now, I'd want to go to Serrato. That's just my opinion.
Whoever's offering more money.
Isaac Moses, Mitchell Moses. I work out at the farm with his uncle, John Moses. And I'll find out exactly where he's going.
That's your assignment.
All right, that's your homework, mate.
That's homework for the week.
Yeah.
I'll be back next week.
I'll be back, Johnny.
he'll forget by the time he leaves the door.
What was I have to do?
Sorry.
The Knights have signed Mason Teague on an immediate move and will send Sebastian Suar the other way 1 year ahead of schedule, having already signed with the Dolphins from 2026.
Might as well. He's not going to be there for the future. That's why I say for you blokes, to be honest, let Brown go. Let him go now. Is he going to change your season, realistically?
They won't let him go
try.
before Parramatta play Newcastle.
But is he going to...
They won't let him go. They won't let him go until Parramatta's played
But
Newcastle.
the way I look at it, I'm Riles, I'm thinking, okay, is he really going to change our season around?
Nope.
So who can we put in at 5'8" in his place if we leave
So
him?
who are they? Who's Newcastle? Who did Newcastle offer Parramatta?
Hastings, and they laughed at us.
Hastings. Yeah, well, and plus the cash.
Yeah.
Um,
But I'd take that deal. Because if you've got a 5'8", which the bloke from Penrith, does he play 5'8" that he's got rid of?
We got
isn't
rid of
he
him.
injured? I think he's still injured.
Well, okay.
Well, that's our problem.
Say you've got
Talagi, you talking about? Who are you talking about?
the one they got from Penrith.
Ayongi.
Yeah.
Oh, Yongi, yeah. I don't know.
Can he play 5'8"?
I don't think he can.
I've never seen him play anything.
Surely God they can get a 5'8". Well, here's an idea. Will Price.
What's
You seen how he played on the weekend? Went back to England. Absolutely killed it.
Yeah.
So someone like that in there, let him go. You get all this money back, and you start building for the future because he's not a part of your future next year.
Oh no.
And you're not realistically, you're going to find it hard to play finals this year. So to me, see you later. Off you go.
I'm a big fan of Parramatta throwing Thompson.
Moving on.
Watch out.
Which
Not a chance in the world. No way.
Well, his brother's leaving.
And hey, I'm going to wrap Tyrone up in bubble wrap or anything, so he's not. We lost one. We're not
Give him
losing the
Brown.
other
We'll
one.
give him Brown. We'll take him.
You can keep Brown then.
No, this is a,
No.
that's a done deal, mate. It's your problem now.
Contract's been signed.
The Roosters have reportedly offered Taylor Loslau a full-time contract, which means he can step away from concreting and focus solely on footy.
Yeah, he was a concreter, working long hours and that too. So good on him.
He went concreting the day after the night, like they played that night, and then he went to work the next day.
You know who that reminds me of? Moses Leota. He used to work 3 or 4 jobs a day and then go to training, then go back and work again. And I think it was Ivan Cleary got wind of that and he said, no. Signed him on and said, you quit them jobs and come and train full time. But Moses was doing it for ages.
Paul Marquette,
Mm.
former Newcastle player, went down to Melbourne, and in the off season come home and was working as a carpenter
Mm.
in the off season to make up his pay.
Fair enough. Yeah, good on.
James Fisher-Harris is set to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a pec injury.
Anyone got tissues?
4 to 6. Well, it's better than season.
Yeah, but that's 6 weeks.
Gee whiz, bro.
The Broncos have successfully applied to have Jesse Arthur's HIA downgraded to Category 2. He is no longer subject to the 11-day stand-down period.
What a crock of shit.
How's that work? When the doctor says,
Because it's the Broncos.
It's bullshit. I'm sorry, but it is absolute bullshit.
yeah.
Like, all
What
honestly,
happens, what happens if he cops another head knock in the next game
Who
and
gets
something
blamed?
happens to him? Who
gets
getting
the blame?
sued?
all seriousness, but I reckon Ponga should have got pulled off on the weekend because did you see who did he hit?
What do you
Probably did.
Oh, well, taken off
was
the
the
HIA. No, Kurt wasn't in town, sorry.
Your mind went there, Marsh.
Who did he clash heads with? Was it Fletcher Sharp? Maybe?
Yeah, I think it might have
Well,
been.
anyway, he was down and dazed and confused.
Yeah.
And we we're watching the independent doctor, or the Knights doctor, talk to the independent doctor on the screen. I said, Golly, how have they not dragged him off?
I'm pretty sure I heard him go, oh, we can't afford to lose him. Leave him out there.
Well, they, would-
I
that's
would have
when-
took him off because then he couldn't have got the blame.
Yeah, that's it.
they had a little bit of a break because that's when the Tigers scored, didn't they?
Yeah, he had to have been taken off.
Oh.
Especially with his record, though.
Well, especially to
What, last
100%.
season?
100%.
You know, what was it, three times last season?
Play
he
of
missed
protection.
Pretty much those half games and then the other 3 games
Well,
to
it
go
was-
with it.
Kurt Mann got hit in the Jats Crackers,
HIA.
and they took him off a HIA.
Wrong head.
He plays with his head.
That's
Like
BIA.
I said.
Well, I suppose we think with that head more than the others, don't we? So, anyway. never
You
mind.
said it. Adam Reynolds reportedly told the Broncos 2025 would be his last season before retirement. As a result, the club no longer have the salary cap space to re-sign him for 2026. Darren Lockyer confirmed they would need to move players on to re-sign him.
That's a shame.
But who's gonna play halfback?
Adam Reynolds in his prime right now. He's
I'm not
playing
an Adam
really
Reynolds
well.
fan.
think,
but yeah,
think they'll
he's
make a
playing
play
good
for
footy.
Cherry Evanson.
That's what I'm thinking.
Possibly.
Get rid of one older player and get another one.
No, that's
So does he go to Manly?
that's usually
or
the
is
Knights
it,
who do that.
Does he go to Manly?
or is it Ben Hunt at 7 and Ezra Mann at 6?
That's what they'll do. That's what they'll do.
More than likely. But yeah, does that free him up to go to Manly?
Or does that free Adam Reynolds to go to the likes of the Dolphins or the Titans on a couple of years?
I'd like to see Adam Reynolds finish his career over in England.
Oh, he's got heaps of time to do that.
That's right.
He can play another 2 years here and go over there for 3 or 4.
Yeah, I find that
It's a
very
shame
weird.
to see him shafted. He's been such a good player. For
He's
them for
third
quite a few years.
all-time point scorer of all time.
But they went out of their way big time to get him.
Yeah, and then
Why
they
not
drop
just
him.
keep him for?
Another year. or
Well, they've obviously got something in the pipe works.
Yep.
You know, something's ready to change up there, and they obviously.
Well, you're going to
don't
need a
him.
goal kicker too.
Doesn't Katoni kick?
He's pretty good with the toe.
The Bulldogs' negotiations to re-sign Toby Sexton have reportedly stalled. It is understood the Cowboys, Sea Eagles and Raiders are all interested in speaking with his management.
You know why? Lachlan Galvin's going there.
Parramatta.
Doesn't matter. Moving on.
Channel 9, 7, DAZN, whatever that is, and Amazon Prime are all reportedly competing for the TV rights to the next Rugby League World Cup.
Not 7.
DAZN's a Kiwi
Doesn't.
Oh,
Put it on the
there
ABC.
you go.
Go back to the old ABC days.
Old Super Saturday with Fatty Vorton.
Match of the day, Warren Boland.
That was some good football.
Yeah, it was,
on the
Saturday.
ABC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that DAZN is a Kiwi production.
Oh, there you go.
They do a lot of boxing and stuff like that.
They have their own shows too. They're
Yeah. Yeah, they do a
footy
fair bit of
shows
stuff.
and stuff. Oh,
The Bulldogs have officially granted Tom Amone an immediate release. Jerome Luai and Api Coruscant fronted Benji and said they didn't want Lachlan in the team.
you know, there's issues when players like that say we don't want him. There's more to it than meets the eye. I also heard that he come into, not last week, was it the week before they got beaten by, well, a couple of weeks ago. Come into the dressing room, they got beaten pretty convincing. And he goes, I want to quit. I don't want to be here.
That was last year when St George beat him.
Yeah, and again, it happened again a few weeks ago.
Yeah, right.
So apparently he's a bit of a growing up time.
Yep.
And, mate, dude, you're on a lot of money. He knocked back a 5-year $1 million contract, so knocked back $5 million.
Yep.
Half of us will never ever see that in our lifetime.
No,
So, mate,
definitely not.
dude, you got to think yourself lucky. You're in that position. Yeah, you're a good player, but it's time to pull your head in.
Yeah, it'll come back and bite him, especially when, no one except Parramatta will take him.
Yeah.
800.
Then again, we like throwing money at people we don't need.
Be a good halves combination. Galvin and Brown.
We've only got 7. We could do with another half.
Jared Warrior Hargraves has announced his retirement from rugby league.
Yeah, good on him. He's playing some really good football at the moment over in England with Jesse Sue. I thought he would have went around another year, but good on him. The only thing is he doesn't retire to get out of the contract, and then the Roosters call him and he goes and as a saviour, you know what I mean? Once you're retired, you're retired.
And that's it.
That is the NRL news for this week, eh? So, oh, yeah, there's some good news there.
That was pretty interesting.
But, yeah, that is brought to you, once again, by our good mates at Hip Pocket Workwear, and we'll take a short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back, and it's that time of night again. Time for Gazbag, and Gazbag is brought to you by our good friends at Next Level Takeaway. Yum.
Wayne Thomas writes, do you think the game is becoming too structured and conservative? It was like watching a tennis match.
Sound effects and all.
All the sound effects. The same games on the weekend, especially the first half.
I do.
They were boring, yes.
Yes.
And I'll throw my team under the bus here. Teams know what we're going to do. It's the same thing. We'll up the middle for 4, and we'll out the back the ponger, or we'll put the bomb up. We're not mixing that
Same
up.
old,
Same
isn't it?
play every
That's right.
time.
So this is my point.
Repetitively.
Put a
This
kick
is
up
why
on the second kick,
but
or the
this-
second tackle.
This is why I like the Walker Brothers, because they will play.
Back onto them again.
No, but they will coach their team to keep you guessing. They are attacking style coaches, and we're playing Parramatta, and Parramatta
Don't
fullbacks.
pick on us.
Well, and the fullbacks up in the line, say the third tackle, they might do a sheep noise, and they know we got the fast guys that we're about to put a kick over.
Yeah.
So by the time the fullback turns around, chases, your men are already through.
Already passed him.
Yep.
And this is what we need to get back to. Andrew Johns and Darren Albert were good at doing it. They'd do things like that, even from the scrum
They
break.
barked. Andrew
Yeah.
and Matthew barked at each other.
But we used Albert and his speed and Johns' kicking game
Yep.
to keep them guessing. And we just steered that far away from it now. It's ridiculous, and it's predictable football.
Yeah.
What happened to the good old chip and chase? You don't really see that much these days.
Yeah, they'll do a dropout that goes 11 metres.
But if you
They
got,
put himself straight under pressure.
but you have a look at each team. Every team has one pretty fast guy.
Yep.
But what are you using it for? You're not using it to your advantage. Okay, Roosters, Dom Young.
Yep.
Why are they not using the kick and chase method? Like, before you fall back and turn and run, Dom Young's through, go and score.
They only need to kick it 10 metres, 20 metres behind the line and on the full.
That's right.
Take it on the full. The fullback's totally out of that play anyhow.
By the time he turns and,
Yeah.
your fast guys are gone.
Even if he's roaming in the background though, like you got a bloke like Dom Young and he's really quick. He only needs 15 metres. He's straight past his opposition player. He's caught the ball before the fullbacks are even near him.
That's right.
I mean, you've got to look at Parramatta. We're one of the worst attacking sides in the comp. We can't score points because we play too much. It's too predictable.
But I go
We're
back
too
to
predictable.
also with Riles. Is Riles the right man for your job? Is he? He's a good footballer, but he was a forward. Has he got the skills to?
Well, they reckon Brownie's the one that's the problem.
I don't think so.
39 years, you got to blame someone more than the coach.
At the moment, I'm saying. But the same with Adam
Right.
O'Brien. Like, to be honest,
just gonna give Riles.
I don't throw coaches under the bus. I never have. But honestly, I'll say it now. I don't think Adam O'Brien's probably the right coach for us.
I don't think so either.
Do you think Brad Arthur is?
100%. I reckon he'll be there within 2 years.
He'll be there before the end of the season, I think.
Got
That's
it.
my opinion. Unless Newcastle hit a purple patch.
But the thing is, we're only going downhill at the moment on last week's performance.
How long's the end of the English season?
Well, he's refused to resign.
The English
Brad
season,
Harper.
the English grand final is a week after ours.
Is it?
But they tried to extend his contract and he declined.
Yep.
So what does that tell you?
Yep.
Matt
Yeah.
Arthur and the favourite son-in-law.
The Grover. Oh, sorry.
Well, Dylan Brown going there, and
Oh, brown finger.
yeah,
Yeah.
Moses will be going there soon.
Not a chance.
Oh, they got another 1.5 million to throw around.
Getting the sombrero off the Roosters.
But Arthur,
We
but
throw it over everyone else.
if Arthur does get to Newcastle, though, you watch how many blokes.
Parramatta supporters come over to Newcastle.
Yeah, like Gary.
No chance
you
of
know.
that.
Yeah.
I'll have to put a red stripe somewhere around here. Anyway, this is from Robin.
Thanks.
Robin Banks.
Is that serious?
There's a lady on Facebook.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Hi, Robin.
I don't know if that's a stage name, but that's the name she goes by.
That's actually badass. I like that.
You like it?
Imagine that.
That's why I sort of said Robin, so everyone was ready.
Thanks.
No, Robin
I
Banks.
love that. That is
That's
such a
pretty
cool
cool.
name. That's actually a cool.
Can we
name.
get on with the
Yeah,
goes bag? These
Hi,
bloody
Robin.
teams.
Otherwise, Gary will fall asleep.
This one's for Dino. Did the Knights boys have oil on their hands on Sunday?
Oh, for God's sake. And their feet.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
There was something not right. Put it that way. I don't know what it was. But yeah.
It was very off.
Oh.
The game was very off.
Yeah, they like I'll straight up. I'm a big Marju supporter, but he played terrible. But at the start, he played really good in his run. It was just he couldn't hold the ball. Ponga couldn't hold the ball.
Oil on their
I'm going
hands.
to ask you this question: Phoenix Crosland, what was going on there? But the coach came out and said he played exceptionally well.
What
It's
did
is
pretty,
he
it was a
smoking?
pretty hard half to watch, to be honest with you.
But what was he smoking? Phoenix played exceptionally well. Are you serious? Like we're not bagging them, but we're just
Yeah.
being honest.
Yeah.
And honestly, I know I've got my goggles on, but I've took them off. But I think the Thompson boys played well. Tyrone, especially, was his second game or was his debut?
That was his debut.
He's
David.
Yeah.
He's just trying to impress Riles.
No, played well. Get out of it. I've all played pretty well. And to be honest, we need to wrap him up. We've lost Leo,
Too late.
but Tyrone is going to be a
Be a
gun.
good deal. Good swap.
No, it would not.
I think we'll be.
Bit of cash thrown
No,
around.
you can have
You
Hastings.
can have Brown.
You can have Hastings.
Did you say that Tom Amone's been left? Well, there's a spot for Tyrone to go into the Dogs lineup.
Well, it's probably already signed, sealed, and delivered. But Tommy Camp played well.
Yeah.
I
He
thought.
had a,
I
he had a
like-
really
I like
good
Tommy
game,
Kent.
actually. It was
He
good,
was.
to,
He was
good to
hitting
see.
everything.
And I thought Brody played
Brody was good.
well.
Yep.
Apart from that, I don't. Oh, and you expect this, but Tyson Frizzell.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I don't
Played
think
his
anyone can
usual
put their
game.
hand up so that they played any good.
Missing Dylan Lucas.
Yeah, and we'll get into that later because there's a few changes that are scratching me head out too. But yeah, apart from them, probably 4. I don't think anyone could really put their hand up and say, hey, I'll give it a fair crack. And to be honest, I'll go back to, even Parramatta. Maybe then Parramatta needs to sit down and then not the dressing rooms, but, the big theatres where they sit and they do their things and get some of the diehard fans to come in and tell them what they're playing for.
Yeah.
And tell them what that club means to them. And, same with the Knights. And,
They've done that in letters. There's been letters.
yeah, no, they need to
But
sit
they've
down
got
and
to
listen
get
to
past the board.
it. They need to listen to it and not just go, that's a right for you to pull that jersey on. It's not. You
But
get
it's
paid. But
hard earned. Like a lot of those people that support the clubs, like your members and everything like that. A lot of them have to save their money to join that membership. It's not something that they can afford to do.
oh, no.
So
We've got
you put money in, you expect something back.
100%. I don't care. Well, I do, but if they lose every week, but they put in an effort and they try, I can't ask for any more. And we go week in, week out. Our seats are pretty expensive, and we can't just pull that out of our arse and say, here. But, they've got to start, not just my club, but other clubs, to start, you're playing for that jersey. It's an honour, not just a right. And without them people on them seats, you're nothing.
Yeah, that's it. You don't have your club.
Anyway, maybe I should have had another beer before I move on.
This is a question to each of you. It's from Matt Anderson. Where do you think Lachlan Galvin will end up? Courtney.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Parramatta.
Yeah, well, I'm saying.
Parramatta, for sure.
Parramatta. We'll take him.
I mean, they're going to have money now because of Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one little thing. Or not little. It's called Gus Gould. Gus Gould's been floating this kid's boat forever. Gus Gould's been in his ear for a long time. Gus Gould's building something pretty big at the Bulldogs.
Yeah, so's Rolls. Next,
Yeah.
we're into Bob Down. You know that one, don't you?
Is that you?
No, I'm Neil.
See the ABC bloke that used to do the Mardi Gras, Bob Down.
Bob Down.
Oh,
Yeah.
boys, too.
Remember? Had the safari suit.
You'd know him.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know his brother Neil.
Yeah, kneel down, do it again.
Yeah, Neil and Bob.
If you had to pick a New South Wales team today, who would you pick for your forwards and the bench players?
I did mine the other day, actually.
Did you?
Yeah. You tell yours and I'll see if I can find mine. Mine's a Bobby Dazzler, to be honest.
Actually, I haven't even sat down and thought about it.
No.
No.
I know where he's got that
homework.
question from. It was on the
Maybe
internet.
that's a homework thing.
It was on the internet the other week. That's where he's got that from.
I know I'd have
What was in
Hudson
the
Young.
bench?
I know I'd
Oh,
have
definitely
and
Hudson Young.
Hamali Alakawatu, Spencer.
Zeal it for a minute, and then you can tell yours.
Oh, you just asked.
No,
Well, I'm just trying to picture
Yeah.
some in my head. I don't,
I'll give you some clues
Yeah.
and see if you're wrong. See if you're if you're wrong. If the same.
You'll get it right.
Second row, Hudson Young,
Yep.
Liam Martin.
Yep.
Lock is Isaiah.
Or not.
Hooker would be Connor Watson or Appy Coruscant.
Yep.
I'd go Coruscant on that.
I was, but
The other
I
one
just
be on the
thought that
bench
one
anyway.
probably. Yeah,
They
yes.
said forwards or bench.
Yeah.
And bench.
That's where it was
Yep.
either. Prop was Huss and Barnett.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
My bench, now there's a reason behind all these players too, which I'll get in a minute, is Spencer.
Yep.
Hamali.
Yep. Daniel Saifidi. But I was also considering David Clemmer. And I got Appy there as well. But I was considering Clemmer. There's a reason because I've got this forward pack.
Why Clemmer?
Because Clemmer has mongrel.
Had mongrel.
He's still got it. He's still got it.
He's nearly as old as me, isn't he?
No, not that old. But I went with Saf because he's playing good footy and he's got a little bit of mongrel in him. But I want hard nuts because I tell you, after all this Spencer stuff, when it goes to Queensland, it's going to be on.
So who's Horsburgh fall under? Is he New South
He's
Wales or
Queensland.
Queensland? Is he?
Yeah.
Queensland.
Queensland.
You
But
like-
he'll be definitely
Yeah.
in Queensland.
You like the
Yeah,
ginger
yeah.
cats, don't you?
Mate, I'll tell you what, his season this till now, he's been probably
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the form.
Mm.
Oh, 100%.
He had 220 run meters last week.
He's killing it.
But
He's killing it.
just quickly, you do like the ginger cats, don't you?
Oh, depends on which one we're talking about. Where is the ginger cat? He's still hiding.
Yeah, still hiding. Yeah, we'll try and get him on soon. But the reason I went with that is because, like I said, it's going to be fireworks and in your face. You
Yeah,
need some.
it's going to be hard.
You need some hard nuts. That's my opinion. Was that close to what?
That's
you're
very, very close.
Wouldn't be far off.
Yeah. The only I didn't think of Safidi or that, but yeah, what you said, the first half a dozen.
I think Saifidi probably has been one of the form props in the comp this year.
Oh, sorry, I'd have Keon Kalamatungi in there somewhere as well.
You could swap in for Saf maybe. But
He's got it. Yeah, he's
I
been
know-
going reasonably well. Yeah.
people are probably going to go, what about Preston from the Bulldogs?
Oh, Jacob Preston.
Yeah, but where do you put him? Who do you take?
It's going to be the same. Someone's going to say, this bloke deserves to be there. And again, where do you put him?
But the thing is, while I'm going on that too, is you've got to think smart too. And Queensland are going to come out and try to bash Spencer and the rest of them. They're going to do it.
Yep.
So we need to make sure that we've got the team to back him up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Manly's,
Hamali Alakalatu.
he'll be right there.
That bloke.
Yeah.
He'll be right there saying,
Well,
hold my beer, Spencer, let's go.
he defends people from the stands.
And I tell you, no one that will be right there with him, probably trying to take over him, would be Mitch Barnett.
Yeah. I like Barnett. He's a good player.
He's
I like
curbed
him
his
at Newcastle
behaviour,
and-
but he's aggression.
Yeah.
I love his aggression.
And he's a top bloke, Barnett.
Yep.
So, anyway, that was mine. Anyone else want to jump in there?
No, that's
No, you're pretty well close to the mark, man.
Sounds like you were prepared, so we'll just.
Yeah, well,
go
I
with
seen
yours.
that. That was on the the net the other day, and I was working. I thought,
I wasn't prepared.
Okay, homework next week. Let's all do the backs.
I don't go to school anymore. I don't do homework.
Well, you'll get detention, don't you worry.
Oh,
You get the cane,
check the smile on the face.
the leather one.
That ruler tonight. Seriously.
He's got his mum's suitcase.
Are you sending him back on the boat again?
No. The joke from last week with the mum's.
Oh,
He thought his mum was a superhero, but
Oh, yeah,
it was actually sex
Hey,
bondage.
I'll go back on the boat, but I'll take it with me. All right, moving on.
The last one was from Frank Fasalo.
Oh, Frankie.
Frankie.
Frankie. We'll have to get him back on again.
Yeah.
Oh, Frank.
Well, hang on. Maybe one Vasalo show's enough.
I was at the game on Sunday, and the Newcastle v Tigers crowd was big but very quiet.
Yeah, I have to
Not
agree.
how it used to be. How do you think we get the crowd back involved and intimidating the opposition like back in the 90s and the early 2000s?
First of all, I'd start.
playing football.
First of all, I'd start by hosing the dressing sheds beforehand.
Like I used to. Paint it pink.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Bring Rocky back, the horse.
I agree with that. They're dead right. Remember, you used to go back and it used to be Newcastle, and it was deafening and it intimidates sides.
Well, I was sitting in the Tigers. I was in the away section on the weekend, and it was pretty loud.
Tigers supporters
Yep.
were vocal,
They were very vocal.
Yeah, but the Knights won't.
No.
No.
considering it was their kingdom.
Yeah, and 26,000 fans. Well, you have to say probably at least half were Knights.
Let
Maybe it's
down.
because the Knights didn't show up.
Let down.
Yeah, but that's more of a reason probably to get behind them.
Yeah, I know.
They're your 18th
Okay.
man.
Yeah.
I've got an idea. No disrespect to Glenn Hall because he's a good announcer, but you need someone else to get the crowd involved.
Yeah.
Because they used to do the call, like, you used to hear it all the time. You'd hear the announcer,
Yeah.
Newcastle. You don't hear that.
That's right. That's
I
what I
didn't hear
mean.
that once on the weekend.
Then they did a recording too of the chant to try.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was pretty garbage. But they need someone on the microphone. Give us a microphone. We'll get them going.
Well, considering the cheer girls basically had the day off, they could have got up and waved their pom poms and went, "Come on,
Maybe
crowd."
they should. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, the cheer girls need to get in. They probably will. They'll get people
Well,
involved.
they only get up when Newcastle score.
Yeah, which is
Or
rare.
they kick a penalty goal or whatever.
Imagine
they
being
go.
a Parramatta cheer girl. God, that would be cold.
You guys don't have. Oh yeah, you do have cheer girls.
Well, I must say
guys
the
are
Knights have
far.
only scored one try in 3 weeks, so they'd be pretty cold too.
But you know what I mean? We need to get the crowd involved, which will lift the team. Like you even heard MG when he was here. He said that is, something unreal.
You feel that energy, don't you?
And it needs to be brought back. Do they need it? I get Glenn Hall to do all the proceedings, and then get someone else like Bozo the Clown here on the microphone, getting the crowd involved during the game. Well, it works.
So what happened with the horse? Why is there no...
We interviewed him.
Hello, I'm Mr. Red.
Not the horse.
The horse.
person that
Yeah, Mr. Red's back.
Mr. Ed?
Oh, you'll be interviewing the horse later, don't you? Or
It's bolted.
It's bold.
I heard it was a Shetland pony.
I don't know. We had a tweezer up at the farm when I was a young bloke, mate, and he put the stallions to shame, don't worry.
It's fair.
He was a little Shetland pony.
He was gifted.
anyway,
That's a different...
That's for
Yeah.
another night.
a drunken fan punched the horse, and
okay.
that was the end of it. Forget his name, but I'll see if I can find him again. We'll get him on.
Yep.
And the Knights also, with all the cabling and that around the ground with the cameras, was not doable anymore. But I ask, how can the Broncos do it?
Is it a difference? Might be more space around the field to the fence.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, look, Rocky's better than Super Hubert.
Stupid Hubert.
Oh, don't diss superhero.
How do you like a man in
please.
his undies?
Not him.
Come on.
Gary, I do, but not him.
What about me last week on me G-string and that sitting in the
Yeah,
top?
That'll
mate,
get the crowd vomiting.
Honestly, if you do that for a male calendar, mate, come on. You'll get all the viewers.
Anyway,
I'm
moving
going to do
on.
it for the special night.
That's it.
Oh,
That was it for Gazbag.
and Gazbag was brought to you by Next Level Takeaway. So,
Yum,
some
yum.
good questions there.
Was.
But yeah, we'll take a short break and we'll be back shortly. All right, guys, and welcome back. It's time for the week that was with Elliot, but he's in Brisbane, so we'll leave him be. And the week that was brought to you by Harry Schnitzels. Yum. Oh,
Sound effects.
could do with a Harry Schnitzels. Not as good as Porsche's sound effects that he's used, but remember that? Harry Schnitzels. But,
I'm hungry now.
Bring
Thanks.
that back on again.
anyway, let's get into it. On Thursday,
Let's skip that one, thanks.
Why? You're not going to skip Parramatta's.
No.
hell no. No. The Dolphins 30 went down to the Panthers 12.
Guess who backed the Dolphins?
You want a
Everyone
medal?
else, Penrith. Okay.
Well, if you keep tipping Penrith, surely they're going to win one.
See, I had a circle.
Do you want a medal?
Yes.
I mean, the Dolphins were good, but I don't think they'll act good. I just thought Penrith were poor. That's my opinion.
Hammer played well.
Yeah, he did.
Too bloody well.
Yeah.
Hammer did play well, but I think Penrith are missing Tuttle, something severe.
He's not going to solve our
No.
problems.
But the work that bloke does out of the back, is huge. And I reckon
Takes the ball up.
I reckon when he comes back in, you'll start seeing some changes because I just don't think Jesse McLean is. Well, he's first grade material because he's played it for the Kiwis and everything. But
Bit of a ball hog.
yeah, true. I mean, he would have got. Choose my words. He would have got a big reprimand off me if I was Ivan. For the last 2 weeks, he bombed a try and lost the game from hogging it, and there was another one last week. But I think he needs a stint in reserve grade just to, confidence or whatever, and then maybe come back. But
Flick him back into gear.
yeah, I just think Tuttle needs to be in there. Alamotti back into the centres.
For weeks you've been going, Blaze Talangi. Now you know why they haven't picked Blaze Talangi.
Oh,
He had a shocker.
oh yeah.
I think
He had a Barry Crocker.
Saved us.
I want Nyongi back, thanks.
Unfortunately, I think Blazer's just playing out of position. He's a fullback.
Well, there you go. There's my point. Penrith's still after a 5'8". I mean, why didn't they go hard after someone that's already, a cemented 5'8", really, or even a young gun that is got the potential? And I still come back to Will Price. Will Price playing in the Cleary system could have been pretty magic.
Will he come back to Australia, though? I don't think he will.
He would. I reckon he would, but he wouldn't come back to the Knights. So if I was him, I wouldn't. I think he didn't get that good of a chance. And I know people go, yeah, but it's only the English league. But he killed it over there last weekend.
Yeah, he had a blinder.
So if I was Penrith too, I would have even went after someone like Tyson Gamble.
And right with Will Price, get him in a good system, get him
100%.
Defend. You know what I mean?
You get him in the Storm or Penrith and that, and they work on him. Kid would be a gun, and you'd get him cheap.
That's what Ivan said about plays.
He will get
keep
him.
at him.
He will get him. He will get him good. 100% he will.
And we'll want him back.
Well, you even look at Scott Sorensen. Scott Sorensen was always a good player, a fringe player at Cronulla.
Yep.
Went over there, became a Kiwi international. Isaiah Papali'i, gun at Parramatta, went to the Tigers, dog shit, to be honest.
Yep.
Back at Penrith, playing some good football game.
Yep.
What's his name? Paul Alamoti.
I've got a massive soft spot for that guy.
He can play.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll hear me tonight. Should be calling me
Not like that. Not like that.
Anyway, yeah, no one wanted him. Couldn't get a start at any club. Canterbury said, "No, you're not good enough." Got rid of him.
Have a look at him.
Penrith,
Yeah.
we'll have a gamble on you. Now, seriously, he'd be in my top 5 centres in the competition. He'd look great in red and blue outside Braden and Bass.
He wouldn't get the ball.
Yeah.
You know, on the other side, but
Yeah.
I think they missed Mitch Kenny last week too.
Yeah.
oh, Mitch Kenny, yeah, huge.
He's underrated.
He's a good player, Mitch Kenny.
You know,
He just does his job.
there's
Yeah.
And
pieces.
that's what you can ask. That's all you can ask for from a player. Do your job. That's what we've got you here for. You perform every week. Do what you're supposed to do every week. You'll be in first grade, and you'll go a long way.
You know what I like about him? He's not a flamboyant hooker. He's just a down, do your job,
Yep.
tackle hard, bang. You know, but
Would you toss the idea of having Isaiah Yeo at 5'8"?
no,
Because he plays as a ball receiver.
because he's already that at lock
Yeah.
as well. So, I mean, I think you could if you're desperate, and he probably wouldn't put a foot out of place, but my opinion is he's too... You have him at lock, you've got free ball players.
Yeah, leave
Yeah.
it lock.
No, that's what I'd do. Penrith will bounce back, 100% they will. I'm not sure if they'll be premiership material, but they will bounce back. And at the end of the day, look, when you lose 21 players over the last 3 years, something's going to change.
And they've also had 26 players they've used this year already after 6 rounds.
Sounds like an Adam O'Brien thing.
But, you know, like, you can't... They've lost 21 players over 3 years out of their top 30.
You know what though?
Something's going to
At the end of the day, if they don't do anything good this year, they've won 4 in a row. Like, no one, and that hasn't been done for a very, very, very long time.
And 5 grand finals in a row.
So-
They lost the
St.
first one.
George.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, but that's a total different era.
that's right, and but still, like 4 grand finals in this day and
don't-
age is amazing.
I don't think you'll see it again.
No.
No, not for a long, long
No,
time.
it's going to be a long while.
So
Stop trying to make me feel better.
No,
Let's
well,
move
no,
on
it's
to the next game.
it's the truth.
we do though. We try to. That's the thing. Like,
That-
like,
that's the truth. Like, you'll never see. To be honest, you'll never see the Knights go through that.
Never say never.
No, you won't until we get our system and our management and our club right. We've got no chance. You know, I love my club. You know, I've got the emblem tattoo on my chest.
Penrith were there.
That's
Wasn't
right.
that long ago.
But they have a good system
Penrith's
in
still
place.
there.
They have a good system
So
in
it's
place.
only up from there.
Well, that's what we've been saying for the last 37 years.
We have to change the system. We have to change everything in that
Slow
club
and steady.
to what you're doing to get there. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
I still think they'll make the 8.
Wish
Don't
I
know
was
about
that
the
confident.
4. Don't know about the 4, but they'll make the 8.
Melbourne and Bulldogs would be an interesting grand final, as long as the Bulldogs won.
I'll tell you what, if Bulldogs go do it, I'll probably go.
It'd be a good game.
I'll probably go because I'd like to see Kurt, you know, get through. And if they win, God, it would be. Yeah. Anyway, Dragons 38 over the Titans 16.
Next.
I thought the Drag Queens played pretty well, but Titans weren't that impressive. But I'm liking David Clemmer, to be honest. Best thing he ever did was leave the Tigers.
I'm also impressed with the young guy that they've, Dylan Egan.
And Sloan. Sloan's been playing good.
And Tupalutu.
He's
whatever
out
his name
injured
is.
this week.
Oh, yeah.
Superloto's gone. He's out
Show
injured
me
this
the
week.
money.
Didn't you have him as a try
Yeah, I
scorer?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's second leading try scorer this year already with 7. So
How long's he out for?
1 week hamstring, 1 week.
Not too bad.
Any news on Raymond?
No, I haven't heard nothing much lately.
Gone. Fanua,
Oh,
what's his name? Mariner.
yeah.
Yep.
Old Bulldogs captain. When he gone?
I know he's had a lot of back problems.
I think something early in the season there was, back. Raymond Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
For Tyler Mariner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. I
he-
reckon,
he-
I reckon
yeah.
he got the arse end at the Dogs. I know there's more to the story than meets the eye, but yeah, there's something not right
I
there.
think though, like they got the Couchmans coming through. There's a lot of high, good quality reserve grade players.
But you got bloody, what's his name? Lowry there still.
Oh no, they can get rid of him. I don't like him.
But,
Laurie, he can go to Parramatta.
I was going to say Newcastle.
We can go and play with his mate Lomax. So
little up, Skippy.
Geez, Gutho's been going really good.
yeah, Gutho's been. Yeah, I have to admit, Gutho is the.
Hey, Gaffarino.
Yeah,
He hasn't done that since he's been at St George, has
no, he hasn't. I was wondering if he did when he scored a couple of tries at
Mm.
Parra a couple
That
of
was-
weeks ago. He was going to do it.
I was expecting it.
Yeah,
That was part of the
expecting that.
contract.
In the crowd,
He's not
they
allowed to do it.
in the crowd they
Yeah,
did.
yeah. That worked well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The jury's still out on the Dragons for me. They're going good. I'll even eat me words here. Kyle Flanagan played half all right last week.
We got
He must have listened to the show last week and said I'll prove you
he
wrong.
got all the Dally M votes.
So
No, it's good to see the Dragons going well.
yeah, I don't dislike the Dragons. I don't.
do you
They're,
mean?
they're a club that hasn't been there for quite a while too. So
They're still rebuilding. They're a team for me as a supporter. They frustrate me because they'll beat the good teams, then they'll play the teams that they're expected to win, and they play shit. Sorry,
well, we don't even beat them. So
you know
Was it 13? Was it 13 they won the grand final? 2013?
who's
yeah,
that?
with Wayne Bennett.
St George?
No, 210.
10. Yeah.
Was that with Bennett?
Yes.
Oh, so Cruz should be a St George supporter.
Wash your mouth out.
I've got this thing, if your kid's born in the year of the team that won the grand final, they should support that.
I can say I was born in '79. We won it in '79.
I'm not telling you who I should be supporting.
We beat we beat Parramatta in the replay in 1979.
Who won 1980?
Canterbury.
Canterbury.
Doggies. I'll take doggies.
Who won 95?
Broncos?
Broncos, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was Raiders. Sorry, it was Raiders in '94,
It would have been.
'95. I think it might have been. Yeah, it was the Dogs. They beat Manly.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
The Dogs in
Dogs
the
beat
The
Manly.
Pepsi. The
yeah,
Pepsi
yeah.
jersey.
Well, there
Yeah,
you
that
go.
was one of Manly's dominance. Then Manly won '96, and then obviously Knights won '97. So
Who,
That-
who won in 1955?
St George,
no.
St George did. They won from 50.
You were 10 then, were you?
Was
Yeah.
it around back then?
Yeah.
Back when you were
Sorry,
a
guys.
dinosaur.
That's when I was born.
We do love you guys,
Poor guys.
Someone's got it.
other than
The
Corey.
missus done. Hi, darling.
Just a number.
Anyway, moving on. We got off on a little bit of a tangent,
Tangent
here.
again.
No, again. But
Still.
Broncos 16 went down to the Roosters 26.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, it was. I thought the Broncos would have done them,
Yeah.
but Spencer and Co stood up and they were not coming home without them points.
Yeah.
And a few other things.
Billy Smith played well.
Yeah, he did play rather well, but I think it was on the back of. I know he's one of my favourite players, but Spencer doesn't play the hard nut game he did. I don't think they win. That's my opinion. Even when Katoni Staggs come over and got old mate a little bit rough, who was first there? Spencer.
Yeah.
Started a little melee, but that's what you want. Every team needs one of them players.
They do. They know that bloke that's going to get in there and intimidate the opposition.
That's right. And when we lost Clemmer, I'm like, oh, that's what But every team needs one of them.
Yeah.
100%. Like Penrith's got Moses Leota.
Who we got?
No
No,
one. We haven't.
The ball boy.
not yet.
Yeah.
You've got Clemmer and that now. Yeah. I mean,
Got Gamble.
Gamble's got a little mouth on him, but I mean, we're going to lose him, but Leo Thompson. I remember Leo Thompson was last year. Was it last year? Tavita Pengai, wasn't it?
Yes.
Tavita Pengai was trying to get at Adam Elliott. And Leo got in the middle of it and like, nah.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
And then after the game, Pengai was eyeballing Elliott as he was getting interviewed. And remember the Gods Must Be Crazy? Wasn't that? Was it the Gods Must Be Crazy? He had the little dude there with the spear.
Yeah.
That was like Leo, his guard. Everywhere he went, Leo followed. And I mean, that's what you want. You want that. You need something like that, especially with your young guys, or even Ponga, because they target Ponga
Yep.
at times, and you need that type of protection, kind of someone that's going to get in there. And I suppose we've got that now with Tyrone too, eh?
Does Ponga say much when he's tackled? Like, nobody probably knows this answer, but if you watch him, he smiles a lot after he's been
Yeah,
tackled.
there's a little niggle in.
It's like a cheeky smile.
There's a. That's what I say about what happens on the field stays on the field. I mean, back in the day when we all played and that, and played sport, and we probably said some nasty, horrible shit, but no one meant it.
Yeah.
It's just to get in the head of the other player.
Ponga took a voluntary on the weekend and he smiled.
Yeah, and the player's probably going, "You dirty cat," yeah, and he's laughed back. But I feel once you cross that white line, what happens in that rectangle stays there, and when you cross it, it stays back in there. But it doesn't.
Shake
I know
hand-
we've got
shake
cameras
hands and
and
go
that,
in.
but
Shake hands and go in.
yeah, that's right. Or bring back the biff, let them punch it out and be done with.
There won't be much mouthing if that was the case.
Reed Marty goes missing. 100% he would.
He's been showing the door.
Yeah,
Has he really?
yeah. Not the back door either.
Well, Jack Hetherington even said to you, because obviously Smita lost a profile pic bet and he had a Bulldogs picture for his profile picture for a week. And Jack Hetherington said to him on the weekend, what did he say?
He goes, "Are you a Knight supporter or a Bulldogs supporter?" I said, "Settle down. I'm not Reed Marnie, man. That's all right. I'm a Knight supporter." I mean, he's having a good old laugh because I talk to Jack from time to time, and
Yep.
he must have noticed that my profile was changed, and
Didn't suit ya.
he had a good laugh.
No, it doesn't. No.
Yeah, but in saying that, at least we know,
You wanted your bet.
I wanted me bet, even though there was a bit of controversy around it, and I got someone abused me and called me all the names under the sun. But it was quite funny. But moving on. Sharks 24.
Bin chickens.
Done the bin chickens. I'm still not convinced with the Sharks. Sorry, James, but I'm not convinced that they're premiership material yet. Nico Hines needs to go to fullback for me. Yeah, and I know their fullback plays good footy too, but Nico Hines is not a halfback for me. He can't. He's a good player, but I think he struggles mentally with the pressure of being a halfback. Which is, it's not good for Nico. It's not good for the Sharks. So, what's the coach's name? Craig Fitzgibbon needs to identify that and go, hey, this is no good for him. He was going great at Storm as a fullback. I've got him here at halfback. It's not working.
Yeah.
I know the fullback for the, but
I mean, he did win a Dally M at 5'8" too.
That's right.
So
And that's where at where?
5'8".
He's at Storm.
Yeah.
That's right. He's not a 5'8" or a halfback. He's a fullback. Too much pressure on him.
Yeah.
He's not handling. More down the track, it may be, but he needs time back out of there. That's my opinion. Anyone disagree?
No,
I agree with
I
you.
agree with that too.
Mental health.
Yep.
100%.
Bin chickens, a bit disappointing. Yeah.
Well, when Tommy plays, doesn't play. They struggle.
Yeah, but you can't be, a lot of teams are one-man teams. When they're, you can't rely on that because, okay, Ponga or Cleary goes in. Is that the end of us?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. But you can't. You can't just rely on one man.
Yeah. I mean, you think Daly Cherry Evans would get him over the line in most games, and probably does. But I don't know. They just seem to be
They're
a
not the
different.
same side,
They just
they're
seem to don't gel as well when Tommy's there.
I think a lot of it's to do with his hitting the holes. He creates
True.
a lot, gets them on the front foot. If
he
the
does a lot
balls
of
aren't
carries out
working,
of dummy half, doesn't he?
I'll tell you who I've been impressed with Manly, but other than Hopoate's been pretty well, but is
Kohler.
Kohler.
Kohler, yeah, he's been going well
He'd have to be their player of the year so far.
so far.
But anyway, Sharks going good, but I still don't think they're top 8 material. 100% they are. Are they top 4 and premiership contenders? I don't think so.
I think they'll be one of them sides that just sneak in. They're still hot and cold. They're not performing every week where they should be.
They need a marquee. I know that I'll say that Hines is their marquee player, but they need someone like a Cleary, like a Ponga, like a Moses. You know, someone like that to take them to the next level.
Yep.
Until that happens, I don't see them being a threat at all. I get they got a decent side, but they're missing that one piece of the puzzle. Anyway, the next one, the Rabbits 16 went down to the Cowboys 24.
I'm surprised with this.
Yeah,
I picked the Cowboys only due to the fact that you had Walker.
Everyone else picked the
You had
League.
Walker, you had a few other guys out with hamstring injuries. So, but yeah, Cowboys have got 3 on the trot now. So
the poor old bunnies were destined before any ball was kicked when they lost Latrell and Callum's brother, Callum Murray.
Cam.
Cam.
Callum Murray.
Lost Cam
Yeah.
for that was a hard blow straight away.
They were
but-
always going to struggle without Latrell.
But
That's
now
what they-
Latrell's back and they got the coach should probably pull him into gear.
Yep.
I'd like to see Latrell play 80 minutes. I'm not a fan of him.
Ooh, they got the
You-
Bulldogs.
You watch him, he's always behind the ball and he's only walking. The other week I watched it, he got the ball pass. I know he's not match fit, but have a run.
Mm-hmm.
You know what pisses me off, sorry, but was that game against the Roosters where he threw that forward pass and the
They scored.
commentators were all over him like he's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what were you watching?
They've been doing that for years, though.
But-
Yeah, it's every week. It's Latrell from the commentators.
I mean, he was great, but, sorry, cutting you off, guys. In Origin last year, when he came in Origin, was it game 2?
Yeah.
Probably one of his best games he's played for a long time. If he can return to that kind of form, mate, the Bunnies will be going great,
Yeah.
I think. Sorry,
Yeah,
yes?
every time he gets the ball, the commentators, their voice goes up about 3 octaves. Oh, Latrell's got the ball! And he's tackled. Oh, Latrell's got the ball! He's passed it. Like, you can't walk on water yet.
Yeah, but some people could say too that they're like that with Ponga or Cleary too.
Yeah.
I guess they have their, excitement thing.
But they were doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like I can run behind the
Were you watching
dummy
Ponga the
half.
past few weeks? Have you
I
been
haven't
watching?
seen any footy. I'm just going, I'm winging it here.
Anyway, Parramatta 12, Raiders 50.
So does that mean Parramatta won't win the comp now that they've had
No,
50
they did
put
come
on?
out. They did come out. They did say that. Parra's no chance of winning the comp
Comp.
now.
I just don't think
The best part about this,
you
we've got 12 points.
Yeah. How good are Canberra going though?
Yeah.
Someone told them they were going to finish last this year. Ricky's, obviously had that up on the wall somewhere.
Yeah.
They're feeding on it. The only good thing about you blokes, you can already book your Bali trip. Get it in before anyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, we won't. I don't think we'll win the spoon. I don't think we'll get the spoon.
Who's going to win that?
I don't know, but
No, come
I
on.
still believe
If Mitch comes on and stays
Mitch
fit,
and Lomax get
Lomax.
together. We will win a couple of games. We're not going to win every game, but we will win a couple of games.
Who do you think's going to get the spoon?
I think that'll get us. I think it'll be enough to get us off the bottom.
Other than the Knights, who do you think's going to get the spoon?
Penrith's
Still a
the way
firm
to go.
believer the Roosters are going to be close.
Roosters.
I said that in the first show I was on. Roosters for me were going to be close to the spoon, and I saw.
All right, I'll make you a bet. If you get the spoon, you got to dress up in a spoon costume and stand on the highway for an hour.
I'd rather get spooned.
Oh, I bet you would. If my team does it, I'll do it.
What, get spooned?
No, stand on the highway in a spoon costume.
Let me have a quick look
It's a
at the
bloody
lineup.
big spoon.
Where are we sitting?
Oh, we're
Yeah.
not far off.
You've got to think about it first.
Deal? I know you can do it in women's clothing. That's how he'll do it.
Yeah, right.
I'm in.
We'll do that.
All right, done.
We'll do that.
Yeah, Raiders. I'm impressed with the Raiders. I tell you what, but I still go back to every time I think of the Raiders, their jersey they had in Vegas. Is that one of the best jerseys that any club's brought out over the last couple of years?
It was a good,
Yep.
it was a good
To be
one.
honest, I think it was
Vibrant.
great.
Yeah.
And the Penrith one in Vegas was good too. But
They've still got. I think is Zach Hosking back yet? Because
No.
I haven't seen him back in. And he's got an inclusion,
Apparently he's been filming a movie.
right?
Karate Kid.
Karate Kid. He looks like Johnny
He
Lawrence,
does too.
doesn't he? Hey.
It was when he had
I mean,
the tape
what's
around
the
his
seventh
head.
season of Cobra Kai's probably.
Cobra
out,
Kai,
so-
yeah.
Zach Hosking.
Who?
Zach Hosking.
Never met
The
her.
blonde guy.
Actually, he was played gin like locally with Lakes, so because his old man was down a lot with Lakes, so
Another one I don't know why we got rid of.
Another one. Just slip through the night system. See you later. We could have a whole international team with the ones we've let go. Anyway, Storm 42, the Warriors 14. This was a bit of a letdown. I didn't think they were going to get beat by this much, but
wasn't it 40 odd nil before the Warriors got on the board?
something like the Warriors.
36-0 at half time. wasn't it?
The Warriors have got a good forward pack. It's just they're lacking what in the halves. Oh, I don't know.
Wasn't it as soon as James Fisher-Harris went off that they went downhill?
No, I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know. It's just something I read. We obviously didn't see the game.
No, we didn't see that one, but I wouldn't be surprised, bro. Big shoes. Trust me, I know.
Oh, can you not remind me? I can still smell them.
Yeah.
All right,
Smell it.
all
Cat
right,
wee.
we'll do it. I'll put a little bet on here too.
What do you always look at me for? You just want to see me dressed up and dragged, don't you?
He's your biggest cheer girl.
Oh. I just keep every time he talks about him in drag, I just think of that picture from last week with the bikini. No, if we can get another player's shoe, I'll do another shoey for some charity.
What if it's Reece Walsh's?
Yeah, I'll still do it.
Just scrape the fingernail polish off it.
Try and get his eyebrow.
But if I was you, I'd start thinking of someone with a bigger foot because there's more beer to drink. Rather than that little dolly shoe.
Players' feet.
You have got a foot fetish. I must
What do
seriously.
you mean?
You.
Well, he comes near my feet and I'll kick him in the face. No one touches my feet.
No, I like honestly, I like to have foot rubs because you get a bad back, and you know, being on your feet all day, you get a foot rub, it helps you with your back pain and that, doesn't it?
I don't do foot rubs.
Wear Massos.
Wait till you get something else wrong.
Masso sandals.
They don't help your feet.
It's supposed
they
to.
do.
Yeah, they're supposed to.
Yeah, Sven.
That's why they're called masseurs.
I mean, you go and see Sven.
Sven?
Sven.
Sven?
This is a masseur. His name is Sven.
No, you go get a little Thai massage and that, and you rub your feet and that.
I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Happy ending or no?
No, thanks.
I get remedial once a month.
And it helps, doesn't
That
it?
helps.
100%. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
full body remedial.
Yeah.
You go get it.
What?
Remedial massage.
They're good.
That's pretty much what we
They are good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I like when I haven't had Japanese one yet. I know we've got it off in here, but I have the Thai one, and they say, "How do you like it?" Hard, and I say, "They jump on, they got the elbows, and they're banging and eating like that," and you feel
Sore, but
sore when you get up. But you
Next
remember
morning.
all that arm pain I had over those?
Yep.
I still had it on the boat a little bit, but then we went and got one of them at Corn.
Genuine question. With remedial, what's the difference between a regular massage and a remedial?
It's replacement.
So,
All your
like, it's a bit
tendons,
rougher.
ligaments, muscles, they all get put back
they,
in place.
yeah, they manipulate the muscle.
Is that
My daughter's a remedial masseur.
Aussie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, right.
yeah, he's been doing it a long time. I've been 20 years, I've been going to him.
Who too?
Matty Osland.
Hey, Auslan.
I love it how they
Yeah,
get you on the
yeah.
side too, and they just crack your back.
Chiropractors.
I'm
Oh,
only asking
alright.
because my
That-
new job's just been absolutely flogging me. So,
Yeah, if you can find someone decent.
yeah.
Matty's pretty firm
My
with
daughter.
his remedial. He does,
Not
yeah.
you.
You feel pops and cracks when he's working on you.
Yeah.
You know, like he works on your back and your back's cracking as he's going, and but you feel every pop.
Well, that's what we had one that week, and all of a sudden a lady did that to me. You could hear it crack, and then she goes, "Oh, you okay?" Yeah, it just felt like sounded like a
Glow stick?
but
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
sound like getting out of bed. Sound like a bloody
yeah.
glow stick.
All right, I'll tell you a funny story, right? And then we'll get back onto it. Talking about massages. Well, one in Newcastle, me and Kylie went to their
Kylie and I.
yeah, and anyway, she was twisting me legs around and
Pretzel.
pull back like a
went to
pretzel
see
and
Jack.
squeezing. All of a sudden, she pushed that hard, I farted. So I went, "Oh, excuse me." She goes, "Oh no, happen all the time."
I would have been like,
Oh, no, I do that before they even come in the room.
You pay extra $20.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah, the Knights. Yeah,
Dismal performance.
the Knights. turned up and put 4 points on the board.
In the last minute.
But dismal performance. That's pretty sad considering the turnout they got.
It was a big crowd and it was a very vocal crowd to
Yeah,
start with,
it was.
but that turned pretty quick.
Just disappointing, really.
They just didn't turn up. They did not turn up to play one little bit. No, and especially when you got. Okay, it was a pretty big occasion, I thought too. For the Thompson boys, a couple of others debuting as well. 26,000 people there at Newcastle. Haven't had a home game for a while, and they put that display on. To me, that says, that's what you get for being loyal, people.
Yep.
But you know what? The same 26 will turn up this week,
100%.
and
See you there.
and you'll get a better performance.
But the thing is too, the problem is with clubs like Newcastle too, is they know rain, hail or shine, the Knights faithful will turn up.
100%.
Yeah.
So even if they play a dog shit for 3 years, they'll still turn up.
Could have been a lot worse. Dewey was way off with the boot too. So I think it was 4. Was it 4 goals he missed? 4 converted.
And saying that,
So there's 28-4. Could have been a lot worse.
and saying that too, we have some halves back this week, so that'll help.
Yeah, Cogger and
Gamble will be a huge inclusion. I mean, just his kicking game for a starter. Anyway, that was the week that was. Brought to you by Harry's Schnitzels. So we'll take a short break and be back shortly.
Ow, my eye! Ow, 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 ow.
Welcome back, Porsche. Instead of welcome back, Cotter. But anyway, it's time for what caught my eye. And we'll start with you, Gaz. So you feel special.
I'm special. What caught my eye was the game where Adam Reynolds got hit by Angus Crichton's elbow. Totally accidental, but Adam made out that he was dying. He grabbed his throat, trying to milk a penalty. Maybe his backup career can be acting.
In his defence,
it would have hurt, but
the elbow there, he can. I only guess he would know, but yeah, he probably did milk it a bit. But they attacked Angus after the game on social media.
Yeah.
Excuse me, and pardon me. He come out and said, "Look, Adam and I are great mates, and we played together for years, and I'm not going to go out and hurt him."
Yeah.
And
another media bullshit story.
Well,
got to write about something.
Anyone see that game? Him getting hit? He got the ball, and if he ran straight, he would have went nearly the full length of the field. He went across, back. He's trying to link up with someone and get out of the road, Adam. Whack.
But he done it the wrong way. If you're going to barge him off like that, hitting there's not going to, he should have, and barged him out of that way. He probably would have ran over him. Anyway, one of those things, I suppose.
Would have hurt anyway.
Yeah, I think it would have elbow to the throat, maybe. Could have.
My second one, a new newspaper article by the Daily Fail about Alex McKinnon and his partner. It was titled "NRL Star Alex McKinnon Takes a Huge Step in His Love Life Just After His Ex announced she's having a baby." Yeah. Having my baby.
It's a bit harsh.
probably not the right words to use in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Them circumstances.
Yeah. Probably could have come up with a better headline, I suppose. Poor bugger, but good to see that. Both.
Moving on.
Tegan's pregnant.
And hasn't he? He's got that new missus and that. So
I don't know what the story was about, but the headline was.
That was enough for me.
Yeah.
A bit gross.
Anyway, Kylie.
At the Knights and Tigers game on the weekend, there was a kid, a Panthers supporter, and he was holding a sign up which said "Luai Taruva, joke's over, come back."
Yeah, that's gold.
And there's also a picture circulating the internet. They've changed that kid out for Ivan Cleary, so Ivan Cleary is sitting in the crowd holding the same sign.
And I tell you what, that's a perfect Photoshop, isn't it?
They could say the same thing about Fish too, if you need to.
Yeah. But because they were at the Knights ground.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gold. I love all the signs
It's
over the years, to be honest.
It was a expensive sign, that one too.
Yeah.
It took time to do it.
But, there's some of the funny things, like, someone could have sent that in for the photo comp. Perfect. That would have won, I'm telling you. That would have won hands down, this week.
Okay,
for
I'm
sure.
putting it in.
This week, for sure, it would have.
I actually joked about it before the game. I said I should have made a sign asking for Luai to come back.
Yeah, you did. I do remember that, but we chased Luai, but couldn't get him. Anyway, moving on.
And my second one is Knights 5'8", Jai Lanane. He's we actually bought this house off his parents some years ago, but he has officially signed to the Warriors on a 3-year deal from 2026.
Yeah, right.
Interesting.
Another loss for the Knights.
They're going down.
Write them all down. There's plenty. But why didn't they wrap this kid up?
Injury.
Yeah, I was going to say he's injured.
It was
a lot.
injury.
Oh, was it?
Jack played football with him over the years. Very good footballer. Very good footballer, but injuries. He was approached 2 years ago, I think it was, from New Zealand. We don't want you to go. His parents apparently didn't want him to go. They've come back again with another offer, and he's accepted 3 years. So good on him.
Well, there you go.
It'll be a case of the people like Fish, Barney and co. made it more interesting for his parents to go, well,
Well, he played in the junior system through Newcastle.
Yeah.
And like I say, injury did upset what he had planned, and that's how he got out of the Newcastle system. And good luck to New Zealand.
Yeah. Tell you another one they got over. They've got some good young kids in the halves over there, so they're preparing for the future.
Yeah.
Because they've got Lanane and they've got Jet Cleary. There's going to be some decent halves in the Warriors in time to come. Yeah, a little bit of Knights history for you in this house.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Anyway, is that it?
Rubbed out by Parramatta. Penrith supporters.
Parramatta?
Yeah,
What's your bloody
right.
mouth out?
Started with P. I'm old. Give me a break.
Westy.
Well, you got P in your mouth.
Oh,
Oh.
chunks.
Well, I've only got one. Obviously,
So I.
yeah. The embarrassing moment that Jack Bostock had on Friday night trying to kick the ball over the dead ball line, and it led to a try to Moses Leota.
Oh, Thursday night.
Thursday night, sorry.
And he felt sorry for us. He was doing us a favour.
Moses Leota's
But
going, thank you.
it just reminded me of the embarrassing moment that Justin Hodges had in Origin when he chucked a pass in the in-goal area and landed in a Blues lap.
Paul Carriage. Remember Paul Carriage? Come down from Brisbane. many
Oh,
years
the
ago,
Parramatta
played
bloke,
fullback
yeah.
for Parramatta, and
Right.
he kicked the ball on the last buckle in the semi-final.
Semis.
And who were they playing?
Dogs.
The Dogs
'Cause
scored a
Polamatta
try
kicked-
off his kick. And it was like, all he had to do was put the ball dead.
Yeah.
Throw the ball over the
But
sideline.
didn't Polamatta kick that field goal from almost halfway?
Didn't he do a few things wrong in that game?
Yeah, there was 3 or 4 things.
Yeah.
Was that last time he played for Parramatta?
It was.
Yeah, I think he had a few bets on Canterbury that night.
A bit like, I don't know if you remember Greg Smith. He's played for the Knights.
Oh, the American guy.
Played one game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the American NFL footballer. Oh, mate. He could run, but that was it. He was terrible. It was when the Olympic Stadium opened.
Yeah.
Knights played Manly. Mm-hmm. He played for the Knights. And apparently it's come out now. Apparently he lied about all of his career, and the Knights took it hook, line and sinker until he played, and he was dog shit. He was terrible. You thought the Knights had bad hands on the weekend. This bloke, they had nothing on this bloke. But yeah, he could run, but that was it.
That was about it.
So that was my one and only one for this week, guys.
Fair enough. Courtney.
Mine was the haka at the Knights game. The couple of boys in the crowd,
That's pretty
and
cool.
Leo Thompson did for Tyrone. Was it for Tyrone?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Tyrone's debut.
I thought that gave me goosebumps. I mean, anytime I see the haka, gives me goosebumps. I just think what an amazing cultural thing.
Yep.
But to see that, I wish I could have seen that in person. I thought that was pretty incredible. But yeah, wow, that was really cool. Very, very special. Very lucky.
Yeah, it was good. Was it just the one?
Yeah, I've just got the one today.
Well, my first one was that one too, so I'll move on to number 2.
Sorry.
No, that's good. Well,
Well, I did have it as well, but I didn't want to use it. So just in
yeah,
case
well,
somebody
obviously it was people seeing it, so yeah. But no, it was good. I love it, and then Leo got involved too, and you can just see the bond between those pair is second to none. I know twins and brothers have a bond, but everywhere, like it was just like you could see Leo was barking orders at Tyrone too, or trying to, where to go, this and that. And even when they ran out of the tunnel, they were behind. One was behind the other.
I thought you were going to say he told him where to run.
So you can spot the difference now. One has ink on the left arm, and one has ink on the right arm. Is that correct?
One's got a ratty, one doesn't.
And one's built like half a brick shit house, and the other one's built like a full one. Like they're both huge.
Yeah, they're
but
big boys.
Tyrone's a little bit bigger, and
He was a rugby union hooker.
yeah. But I tell you what, it's going to be sad to see Leo go. 100%.
Especially when Tyrone leaves too.
It's not going.
You get niggling.
Seriously, we're going to offer him the lighthouse, everything. But I said from as soon as we signed Leo on that and watched him play, I said, this bloke's going to be good. People go, oh, yeah, probably just another Kiwi. Look at him now. And Tyrone, I tell you what, Tyrone's, he's played, this is his second, NRL game, because didn't he play?
I think he played a trial, didn't he?
Oh, it was trial, yeah. So it was his second NRL game, really, in a way. And I tell you what, he impressed me last week. To be honest, for a second game, he's only going to get better. And yeah,
Instead of giving him a 15-minute stint, give him a 20-minute stint. So I get it. I understand where the 15-minute stint come in. So.
No. Well, I was saying that last, and they eventually did put him back on. But I thought the game's over. Get him out there and give him some game time.
Just let him run.
And, get him some match fitness and let him develop. And honestly, I feel it's probably too late, but we need to wrap him up for long term if we can. Otherwise, if we lose him, it's just another one we'll let slip through our fingers.
Yeah, that's right.
I think the Dogs have probably already got him. Probably might have been with Leo's sign and Bring Me Bro too.
Bring me, bro.
But, that's would have. I even said that when Penrith lost Fish, they should have went hell for leather after Leo. Good replacement.
Yeah.
Leo and Moses Leota. Anyway. My second one was on the TAB Facebook page. There is a post that says we've taken a bet of $2,500 at $81 on the Eels to win the premiership. And then the TAB put in the comments, chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call.
That's a bit harsh.
I don't think that's really funny, do you, Marky?
No, I think that's bloody hilarious.
Oh, it's
Because that's what you see on the ads.
Yeah.
But, good on companies like that. And there was something, what was it? Was it a sign or something? A road sign? It was about losing to another team. What was that? I can't even think now. In Vegas. When you went, one of the teams went to Vegas about getting beaten by another team. What was that? I had it up on the...
It was a subtle dig at the Sharks. Something about a boarding pass.
Yeah,
I'll have to find it.
Yeah, but it was funny. It's good when companies and like that get involved. It's a little bit of
State of origin time.
Yeah,
It
origin
happens.
time to be
I
a
love
lot.
that. I live for the band, especially the government, like
Transport and that, and the police.
the RMS. Like,
Yeah.
it's brilliant. The police, it cracks me up.
But it's going to be a fair bit this year. That's for sure. I reckon.
It's only getting bigger.
Anyway, that is time for Marchies.
I only got the one. Had the pleasure of going down and watching Newcastle get beat on the weekend. Unfortunately, it was the Tigers, but it's still, winning my books. The clown that had his face fixed.
Oh.
Yeah.
How
I thought you were gonna
ridiculous
say
was that?
What
Like,
was the go with that? Because I missed that. I seen his face, but I didn't.
for
see
what
it.
I actually saw of it, I was actually going through to the toilets when it happened. I tried to stop him. It was one seat down from the back on the walkway. I couldn't quite reach the fella that ended up worse for wear. He in some bloke's face. The fella that he was abusing just kept putting his hands up and pushing him away. A fella from behind him grabbed him, spun him around, clocked him, only hit him the once and absolutely smashed
Made a
him.
mess.
Good shot.
It was, and
He had
like,
more
I
attack.
heard it.
Had
I-
more attack than the Knights.
Yeah, definitely. Then one of his mates got involved, and I don't know whether the bloke that did it listens to the show or watches the show, but you're a dead set legend. They dragged the second bloke out, which was actually pointing at me, and all I was simply doing was trying to stop it.
Yeah.
The fella that had his nose busted actually spat blood all over the fella that he was picking the
Bro.
and I'm talking the bloke was covered.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, there's too much of this. To be honest, there's too much of this
the
bullshit.
pies,
Yeah.
and that's what it all. It's
see,
all
I-
the same thing. We see it every week.
I hate the pie thing because the idiot could have threw
Yeah.
sauce with it as
But
well.
the thing that got me was when he spat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
not on.
That's an assault
Well,
charge. Should be
and young
technical.
kids at the South Roosters game brawling.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one in
Just
NRL going to
like-
come down harder on it.
Well, I don't know what they'll get out of it. I don't know because the fella that hit him got thrown. The fella that was trying to fight that got busted up got thrown. His mate got thrown. His mate got pushed down the seats. He was getting involved for no reason whatsoever. He should have grabbed his mate and got him out of the road.
Yeah.
As simple as that, instead of trying to instigate and keep it going. Security grabbed him, took him out. As they were walking him out, you know, where you walk out to the back of the stadium, a fella, and this is a bloke that I applauded, I actually shook his hand, full schooner glass over the top of him as he walked past him, called him an idiot because of the way he carried on.
But there's your problem.
Well, he got taken as well.
But do you know what the problem is?
Full strength beer.
They can't handle the alcohol.
Yeah, well, and that's only changed this season, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's gone back this season.
But they
to
can't
full
handle the
strength.
alcohol, which is a shame because, you know, people like yourself that enjoy a drop,
Yep.
but responsibly, it's ruining it for them.
Yeah, I don't know 100% what actually started it. That's what I caught of it. And
It would have been banner, oh, we're beating you, yeah.
They,
You know
they'll
what?
both be our main supporters, but
Oh,
Tigers supporters. So that's what I don't understand. The bloke that got clocked he was pretty drunk. You could see that. Like he was throwing punches that were going nowhere near. And this fella was just like, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Must have
You
thought
know?
it was Laurie Nichols.
Well, he would have been in his 50s, maybe 60s.
Oh, mate, that's nodded him.
No, yeah, the old mate that snotted him would have been sort of mid 40s.
Oh, right.
But the bloke he was trying the fella was trying to fight, he would have been. He's older than me, put it that way. You know.
Older than Gary?
Hey,
Older than Gary?
nah, not quite.
Oh, fair enough.
There's no one older than me.
But yeah, I
They
just
can't
thought.
get to the game.
I just thought, you know, we've touched on it before, and it's one of them things in the game that I know security did get straight onto it, and the police were pretty good about it. They got pretty well straight onto it, but it needs to be stamped out sooner. Like
Yep.
the bloke didn't want a bar of the fight. You know, he was there to watch the football.
This is what gives me anxiety about taking, because if I go to football, I like to take my kids. I've got a little 8-year-old boy who loves the footy, and I want to take him to games because he loves it. But with this kind of shit going on, and
Yep.
you've got cowboys that can't handle their piss, carrying on, throwing crap. Someone throws something at my kids, two sides of the coin here. I'm not liking the violence.
Yep.
But I will raise
Yeah,
hell
yeah.
for my kid. If that happened near my kid, mate,
Oh, it's
It
but the thing is, it doesn't just happen at one ground.
no, it
That's
doesn't.
everywhere.
It happens everywhere.
It's happening
Happens
everywhere,
everywhere.
and it needs to stop.
Like
Well-
one clown had a
Take it to the car park.
shot at. We went to Parramatta.
Yeah,
And they tried to pick and fights with Kylie.
yeah,
When?
because of the jumper.
Stop.
Because of the
Oh,
jumper.
yeah, because the bus,
I was against the Knights.
the door was shutting.
Yeah,
The door was shut, so he's
Yeah,
bouncing
right,
off. So, you know, and Kylie's having a go back at him. And we went to Penrith. Some bloke had a shot at me, so I thought that was funny. But I was sitting down and he was trampling all over Porsche, so I arced up and he said, "What did he say to me? Just being a smart ass." I don't know, it said something smart, so I went looking for him, found him, and
Yep.
said, "Well, get outside if you're going to be." And he, like, the thing is, there's no need for it.
no, there's not. There's
And
not.
it's everywhere. Like, they can't just go, "Oh, no, it's grubs," because not every fan is to be tarred with that one brush. My point is, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
I've worked security for the NRL. It's everywhere.
A mate of mine, her son's a para supporter.
Poor kid.
Yeah, well, I talked him into it.
You do know it's
It's
child
It's
abuse.
my old next door neighbour. You know who I'm talking about. My old
OJ?
next door neighbour, yeah. And she actually said to me yesterday, I said, I'm going down to the Parrot game. And she said, well, he's working away. Can we get seats near you? Because they saw that on the weekend. And she doesn't want to take the kids
Oh,
there,
100%.
like 3 kids, and have something like that happen.
happening.
A bit of advice for anyone that does want to take kids in it. Don't sit on that drinking hill.
Yeah, sit on the other end.
Yeah.
Sit up the other end on the dry hill.
Yeah.
Because it does get pretty rowdy up there. Like I sit up there all the time. I like the banner. I'll give what I get. And I really enjoy it. And a lot of people can handle that, but there's a lot of people that can't
You're
handle
not going
it.
there to start shit either. Like, you're not going there to genuinely.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is a thing too. Like, when you're taking kids to footy games, that was it the Roosters and the Rabbitohs game where that big brawl happened? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was kids sitting around everywhere.
Yeah.
There was kids everywhere. Like, wouldn't you think you'd just pull your head in a little bit and go, here's not the place.
Well,
Yeah.
NRL needs to come down with tougher things.
Yep. Get 'em
You
moving.
fight at the footy, enjoy your soccer because that's where you go.
Yep.
You not come back to footy.
It's not like they didn't have footage of it.
Well,
There's plenty of that
these
playing
days,
played
there's
around.
more cameras than you can poke a stick at, and every person has a mobile phone with a
I
camera.
wouldn't even put him at the soccer. I would just bar him from any sporting event.
Well, that's right. Well,
Disgusting
back in the
behaviour.
day too,
100% on
you used to get banned for crossing the fence line. It was like 50 grand or something, and life ban. It's not that anymore.
Nah.
They've gone soft.
Yep.
Anyway, where were we out to? I've gone off on a tangent. Oh, it's still
That's it.
you.
I'm finished, mate. That's
That'll
the
be-
other one.
That's
That's what caught our eye. An extended edition for this week. And
Thanks, Martin.
No worries.
that was brought to you by our good mates at the Maitland Bathroom Renovations. How are you, buddy?
Good.
You brought that to us this week, but yeah. Once again, we thank you for your contribution to the show, and time to move on to player of the round. I've skipped one, but we'll go to player of the round while we're here. And I'll start off because someone's probably got the same as me.
Nah.
Corey Horsburgh.
Oh,
3 tackle breaks, 21 tackles with none missed, 216 metres gained. And I had Xavier Coates as well with 2 tries, 2 try assists, 3 line breaks and 223 metres gained. And Smita's special mention goes to Tyrone Thompson. I thought he played rather well, and I have another man crush,
in
if that's what you want to call it.
a crap side.
Next.
Carly.
Mine would be James Tedesco. 1 try assist, 6 tackle breaks, 1 line break, 213 metres gained, and he ran all over Walsh.
Oh, that's why you got it. Fair enough.
They were asking on the wireless, is Teddy going to be fullback?
The
One
wireless.
said yeah, and the rest
They
said
call
no.
it a wireless.
No,
That's a wireless.
he usually calls it a tranny.
Transistor radio.
No, that's the other one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, they said no. Dylan's going to be there.
No, they can have Tedesco.
He played really well. The only thing is he hogs the ball just a little bit too
He's
much.
huge. Like they're saying, oh, Teddy could get recalled for Origin. Are you serious?
If he played like he did against
I don't
them,
care if he plays great from here on in.
you don't want him.
No, he's had his chance, and now it's time for Dylan Edwards. He's incumbent, and if he's fit,
And if he's not fit, hope he is fit. But if he's not, who would you put in?
not Tedesco. To be honest,
Galvin.
I'm looking at I'm looking at
He's
the
not fast
future.
enough.
I'd be looking at the future of the
He'll
game.
cover what he needs to cover.
He's a St George
I'd probably put Latrell in before Tedesco. Tedesco,
Who?
Latrell.
But he follows around behind the dummy half all the time. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yep.
Gary.
Joey Gray, 1 try, 4 tackle breaks, 28 runs taken, and 236 metres gained.
He's playing some good footy.
Very good footy.
Marchie.
Jumping out of his skin. Hammer for me.
Played well.
Three tries. 17 runs for 256 metres.
Hard to go past that.
And he just popped up everywhere he had to. I thought he played probably his best game of the season.
Yeah.
Showed a bit of last year. He hasn't shown that yet. I don't
He's
think
been a bit
this
slow off
season.
the mark this year so far.
What's that?
He's been a bit slow off the mark this year, but
Well, he missed the first. Was
So
it
he's more
first
like a
2 or
tack
3
hammer, not a
rounds,
slow
I
hammer.
think. But yeah, he's
That's what
he's
Jamie
definitely
Chapman
back.
says.
That game put him back to last year's form. I
Yeah.
thought.
got the
And he was
potential.
pretty impressive last year.
Yeah, true. Rumours that they're trying to get him to go to PNG. You reckon he'll go? I reckon he'll stay. I reckon he's probably found a home there.
When he talks.
Money talks, but I just got a feeling that they might start. Yeah, the club be built around him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Courtney.
Corey. Or are we doing random?
Oh, no, down the line. It was just,
Oh, okay.
You know.
Sorry. I thought Dylan Egan was pretty good. 119 run meters, 1 try, and 47 tackles. Pretty impressive stuff.
Not bad for a guy that's playing his second first grade game too.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Gerringong Lions Junior.
Who, what?
He's a Gerringong Lions Junior.
Oh, I thought he said
See, this is
Dugong.
why-
No, where the Wishards are from.
Oh, gotcha. Fair enough. Yeah.
But I'm loving the younger blokes from the lower grades coming up.
That's
you know.
So's Corey.
Yeah, yeah,
Aw.
yeah. Turns me on every week.
Uh,
That's why I want to get out those footy cards every time. We're going.
Anyway, what's your player of the round? Well, they'd be all stuck together by
I
now,
actually
wouldn't
had Hudson Young.
Yeah, Hudson's been playing.
12
some
hit
good footy.
ups, 156 metres, 6 tackle breaks, 1 line break, a try, and 6 Dally points to boot.
There's some good players this week. Hard to go to one stand out, but yeah.
I like the idea of Joy Gray.
Joey Gray's probably the player. Yeah.
Yeah, he was my pick last week too. He
But
was-
I thought at the end of the year we
Yeah,
just...
no. I'm just saying, who would be.
Don't
yeah.
confuse me.
Oh, sorry.
Too late in the day.
But I'll tell you what, I know I say this about this bloke too, but even in a beaten side, I still like Liam Martin. Like, he just doesn't give up.
No.
Like, he just keeps going and going and going. And,
How'd you like to have a whole forward pack of him?
like, yeah, I love to have 13 Liam Martins. Like, the heart that bloke's got, doesn't never give up. Have you seen him play a bad game in the last 12 months? He probably will this week now. But,
Yeah,
Put the
thanks.
X on him.
yeah, I like the bloke. And, he's been through a bit of a tough time over the years. And, yeah, I really like the bloke, to be honest.
Try and get him on.
Yeah, that'll be good. I'd love to talk to him, actually. Anyway, what's given me that was brought to you by Kogan Haulage Contractors. Big shout out to Matty there. Anyway, moving on to what's given me the Schmitz, brought to you by Chateau de Fairhall. And
You had the Smiths on the boat trip, didn't you?
oh no, but the toilet didn't.
Wrong end. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Still
Couple
suffering.
toilets.
Huh?
The porcelain's still suffering.
Oh,
I sent you the bill for that yet, or what?
did I tell the story about that? Or?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we got it last week. If you haven't seen it, just watch last week's
Talking
episode.
Smith,
Oh, anyway. Yeah. Chateau de Fairhall, Chris was coming on, but he's postponed for a couple of weeks because of the school holidays. But
No excuse.
talking. Smita sauce will be available from this weekend.
Yeah.
I can't wait to try that.
Same here.
Yeah, Chris has got some.
I've got
great
some
sauce.
lined up to buy.
Does it give you the Smiths?
Hope not.
Is it spicy?
No, I'm not sure. I haven't really had, but it's a barbecue. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, he makes a beautiful barbecue sauce.
Bring some in.
Are you looking into Marchie's eyes or just something over
I was
there?
going to say
So
something.
we're all gonna have a crack at Smith's sauce, eh?
It's sauce.
No.
I'm going to say you're not the only one.
So what's giving you the Smiths?
What's given me the Schmitz this week is the inconsistency of the referees once again.
Continued.
Yeah, just, like it's right in front of me. How can they not get it right? I know they're only human, but when it's right in front of you and the forward passes and they go, and like, there's nothing wrong with it. But, Stevie Wonder goes, that's forward.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. When are we going to get it right? Like, they're a full-time job now. They're getting paid good money, correct?
Yep.
And the fact that the coaches can't say diddly squat about it, I think that is absolute a load of...
Dog's wallop.
And this is
Yep.
where I believe the coaches should be allowed to have a crack at
As long as it's
within.
respectful,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
You know.
So why can't at the end of each round, the refs sit down with Annesley,
They do.
They're koalas. Protected species.
but with the referees as well,
They all do an analysis
and
after a game.
do the powwow.
But why can't they just say what they think? Within reason. You know?
If it's behind closed doors,
But
I
no,
don't have
but
an issue with
I
that.
don't have an issue with it anyway because they can come out and bag a player,
Yeah.
but they can't come out and bag an official. But if you're doing your job right, you've got nothing to worry about anyway. But as long as they don't come out and be racist or personal or anything like that and just say, the referee was atrocious tonight. I felt that we got the rough end of the stick on all this, that pass that led to the try to Bob Down or yeah. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? The coach is only saying what everyone else is thinking.
So was it going back a few years ago? I think something's telling me it was Blocker Roach actually said to Bill Harrigan,
Yeah.
um,
No, it was Gordon Callis.
"No, can you send me off for thinking?"
Yeah.
And he said, "No, why? What do you mean?" He said, "I think you're reffing shocking on the run, on the field." So can't the coach come out and say, "I think"?
That's right.
You
In
can't-
my
you can't
opinion,
get penalised for thinking.
In my opinion, I feel the referee was. What's wrong with it? What's it hurting?
Yeah,
It's going to make headlines.
constructive. It's constructive criticism.
As long as you're not, like, you draw a line where no race, all that is tick, the boxes tick. Like Robinson comes out, Cleary even once come out, and Cleary got fined for it, didn't he?
Well, I mean, you've only got to look at Sticky.
Yeah.
Does it nearly every round. Like last season, how many times did he get pinned for it?
But my problem is,
Must have a lot of money.
You
that
what-
bloke.
Oh, yeah, I know.
you watch the Knights. We get ripped big time by the refs. Adam O'Brien won't say diddly squat.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off, drives me insane. Or like how, what did you think of that 7 metre forward pass? And I'm not going to go on that. Why the hell not, mate? Come on, grow a set of balls.
Stick up for your team.
And stick up for your
Yep.
team, that's right.
Yep.
And your fans. You're representing the town, mate. That's my
There's a lot
opinion.
of favouritism. Like, you can see in some games sometimes that the refs will favour a side. As much as they say they don't, they do.
They do.
They really
100%.
And if, it cost your team 2 points and you lost the game off, a bullshit call, and that cost you from getting to the finals, you'll be rapable.
Yep. Yep.
Anyway.
It's only a
Well,
matter
hard
of
work
time
goes-
before it does determine the grand final, too.
Yeah.
I'll tell you straight away. Canberra Raiders. 6 again.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Last.
Yeah.
That cost them the game.
Yeah.
100% they did.
A
What was
lot of
that?
hard work
4
goes in
years
these
ago.
games.
Is it 5 years ago?
And you know who gets robbed on that? The fans.
Yep.
Yeah.
And isn't the fans game?
It's supposed to be.
Anyway, that's what's given me the Schmidt this week, and time to take a short break while we go and do a Schmidt. And
Shadow de Fairhall.
yes, I just said that. If
At
you
the
weren't
beginning.
listening.
Turn your hearing aid up.
And once
what?
again for Gary, that was brought to us by Chateau de Fairhall.
'Cause
We'll
we've
take
got
a short
assholes.
break and we'll be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back, and it's time for Crazy Ladies Jokes of the Week, and it's brought to you by our good friend at the sign shop there. Big shout out to Chris and his crew there. So, time for some funny humour.
This one was sent in from our producer, Adam.
Oh, lads.
Oh, you're looking at me. Paul.
While on his holiday to New Zealand, Dean was travelling around the countryside and saw a farmer named Marchie doing something inappropriate with a sheep, as is the Kiwi way. Upon being confronted with this sight, Dean yells out, "What the hell are you doing, mate? Back home we just shear them." To which Marchie replied, "Oh, puss off, mate. I'm not sharing him with anyone."
Yeah.
Good one.
That is a good one, but I mean, you get your favourites too that you remember throughout the years too. The giblets and even that one with Mum last week. I think that's going to be.
And the bathrobe.
Oh, you love the bathrobe, didn't
Postie.
you? Postie. Anyway, moving on.
Gary the golfer was involved in a terrible car crash and was rushed to the hospital just Just before he was put under, the surgeon popped in to see him. I have some good news and some bad news, says the surgeon. The bad news is that I have to remove your right arm. Oh God, no, cries Gary. My golfing is over. Please, Doc, what's the good news? The good news is I have another one to replace it with, but it's a woman's arm. I'll need your permission before I go ahead with the transplant. Go for it, Doctor, said Gary, as long as I can play golf again. The operation went well, and a year later, Gary was out on the golf course when he bumped into the surgeon. How's the new arm? Asked the surgeon. Just great, says Gary. I'm playing the best golf of my life. My new arm has a much finer touch, and my putting has really improved. That's great, said the surgeon. Not only that, continued Gary, my handwriting has improved, I've learned how to sew my own clothes, and I've even taken up painting landscapes in watercolours. Unbelievable, said the surgeon. I'm so glad to hear the transplant was such a success. Are you having any side effects? Well, just one, said Gary. Every time I get an erection, I also get a headache.
How is Jake Newton's putting party going, mate?
They're good ones.
I'll try and beat this one. I think it involves... Oh, never mind. A married couple whom I have no choice but to name Dean and Kylie. They were in a terrible accident in which Dean's face was severely burned. The doctor told Dean that he couldn't graft any skin from Dean's body because he was too skinny. So Kylie offered to donate some of her own skin. However, the only skin on her body that the doctor felt was suitable would have to come from her buttocks. Dean and Kylie agreed that they would tell no one about where the skin came from, and they requested that the doctor also honour their secret. After all, this was a very delicate matter. After the surgery was completed, everyone was astounded at Dean's new face. He looked more handsome than he had ever before. All his friends and relatives just went on and on about his baby face. One day he was alone with Kylie, and he was overcome with emotion at her sacrifice. He said, I just want to thank you for everything you did for me. How can I possibly repay you? My darling, Kylie replied, I get all the thanks I need every time I see your mother kiss you on the cheek. Sorry, Brenda.
See, we had a... Is that the...
Yeah, I'm drying up, so I'll have to
Right, I
see
don't
if I
know.
can find
If
one.
you got any viewers out there have a
jokes.
joke they want to send it in to us, and if we read it out, we might even put you in the draw for a prize, or might even throw something out your way. You never know.
Just little one-liners or anything.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we'll take a short break and we'll be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back, and it's time for Talking Schmidt. Caller number one. Who we got there?
David Lloyd.
G'day, David. How are you, champion?
Great, brother.
That's the go, mate. What's your question for us, mate?
Wonder how the Bulldogs are going to go this year.
Oh, mate, they're 5-0, so they're going to go pretty good. They're going good already, and
I know.
yeah, I honestly, mate, I think if they keep going the way they are, no injuries, and there's a good chance they'll be in the grand final, I believe.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah, I reckon definitely top four. They're in my top four.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're going great. Kylie?
Yeah, I definitely agree. The Bulldogs will definitely be there.
Yeah, they'll be there.
Yeah.
100%, mate. Big Bulldogs fan, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Who's your favourite player?
Mooney.
They all good, I reckon.
Yeah. Who?
All of them.
All of them, yeah, mate. All of them. Yeah, and you're going to get Leo Thompson next year as well. So it's only onwards and upwards for the Dogs. So, mate, good luck to the Dogs, and thanks for your call. And you're in the draw for the $200 cash or the Sayers Inc. tattoo voucher. Thanks to Sayers Inc. and the Nighttime Podcast.
Thank you.
No worries,
Have a
buddy.
great- Is it over now?
What's that, matey?
Is it finished now?
Yeah, buddy. We're on to the next caller, buddy.
Okay, bud. And who'd you go for?
Mate, I'm a Knights tragic, but
Oh my God, they going bad, brother.
yeah, no, they're not going too good, but I do like the Dogs, mate, because I've got a connection with Kurt Mann there, and hopefully they'll
He's
go.
a great player, eh?
Yeah, he sure is, mate. But thanks for your call, champion, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah, thanks.
Cheers.
See ya.
Bye,
Bye.
buddy. All right, guys, it's time for caller number 2. Who we got there?
Well, hello, Big Ditas. How are you?
Oh, g'day, Simon. How are you, champion?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. What can we do for you, mate?
Well, I'm sure the performance on the weekend has been all the rage on the talking tonight. I just wonder about the thinking of, do you think the best solution for the club is to bring in the 5/8 from the bottom ranked team?
Well, I'll tell you what, mate. We've got 2 of the people for you to ask you. We've got Marchie, we've got Gary, Kylie, myself, Corey, and Courtney on the crew tonight.
Silver Fox, how are you, my love?
Mate, I'm fine. You?
It's not bad for an old fella.
I'm waiting to get a few of them souffles. You haven't done them yet.
Oh, I'll make them specially for you when I come to visit.
Beautiful. As long as you can get them to rise, I'll be happy.
I'll take that. I've got that all sorted out now.
Beautiful.
And you got Marchie on here too, another Parramatta tragic.
How you going, mate?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Good, thanks. I'm just quite happy to say that Newcastle can welcome him with open arms. Because,
Yes, seems to be the clever sort of management the club has.
it's going all right, isn't it?
Oh, it's tremendous.
Well, put it this way, we can't do any worse than what we did last week, put it that way. But things
That's
were...
a challenge, not Dean, because I wouldn't challenge them on that because they'll still disappoint you.
Yeah, well, we've got Gamble on that back this week, so it's got to be something. It's got to change, surely. But how's Terrence, mate?
Oh, he's okay. He's off fluffing something.
Off with the fairies, is he?
Hello, Corey. How are you?
I'm well.
Good. No, he's off floating around doing something or
Someone.
bumming around or something. I don't know. So, but no, he's fine.
It's a very interesting relationship you two have.
Well, I don't know if it's a relationship as much as a life partner sort of thing. But,
Oh, right.
Friends with benefits.
It's a situationship, is it?
well, that's actually not a bad way of putting it. Yes, but in the day, he knows where his bread's buttered. So.
Don't you mean his buns?
Oh, I bet you Corey liked to butter them ones.
Yes, please.
Not butter, but spread.
Make sure it's Ben A. Lee, please.
Well, I love sausage in a bun. So, what did you think of Tyrone?
Oh, Tyrone.
Speaking of sausage in a bun.
Oh. But Tyrone was good. I honestly thought he was probably one of our best players on the weekend, like considering that was his debut game. Hasn't played much rugby league.
And I hate to ask this, but did we actually miss Cogger?
Yes.
Well, I don't think we'll miss him this week as much with Gamble being back. I think Cogger on the bench would be a good thing. I haven't looked at the team, but I'll look soon. But Cogger on the bench, Phoenix back to hooker. What's his name? Fletcher Sharp and Gamble would be my. And I'll just get the team list there. Yeah, well, they've pretty much done that except for Cogger is on the reserves bench, so he's not like extended bench. So yeah, he didn't make the team at all. But I'm interested to see Sharp and Gamble how they connect. To be honest,
Is Pierce Paul still playing this week?
yes, Guy Pearce-Paul is back is still there. But the reason I like Gamble back is the kicking game. he's got a bigger kick than all of them, and we really lack that. I feel.
I'm like, Theodore Fister could kick a ball further than cover, so.
Who's that? Sorry,
Theodore Fister.
Theodore Fister.
still having troubles with Theodore, are you?
Yeah, we don't talk about Theodore much, no. He's a little creepy little man. He is.
We got a creepy little man on our set too.
Speaking of, how's his Chris?
Yeah, he's not here tonight. That's what I was talking about. But no, he's not.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's got a what was it? Mangina problem? Was it? Is that what
Something like that, yeah, mangina.
Angina.
Oh, angina. Sorry,
Angina. Yeah.
It's a cousin.
I thought he had sand in it or something, but yeah. Oh no. Nah, shout out to you, Chris, mate. He's
We miss you, mate.
Well, I give him the week off. He's had a little few.
He had traces of goat in him.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's getting a bit beyond the goat.
Mangina, I thought, was that British football team. Is it Mangina United?
Hey, don't you talk about them.
But no, he's had a couple of issues, so we give the old fella told him to have a rest. So shout out to you, Chip, buddy. But he'll be back. But in saying that too, we had a question sent in tonight from a Frank Vassallo.
Frank Vassallo. I was about to say that when everyone shut up, but yeah.
Oh dear, Frank, we haven't heard from Frank for a long time, have we?
No.
Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank, and who was the other man? Helmet.
Helmet Slobberknocker.
Slobberknocker. Haven't heard from him for a long while.
Helmet Slobberknocker.
Never have too much helmet, okay?
What's that, sorry?
You never have too much helmet.
Oh, God.
You'll have to have him around one night for a souffle and a drink. And
I think you're obsessed with these souffles.
I know.
Oh, yeah, I like
He
him.
just wants one to rise.
I want to see him rise.
He just wants, that's all he wants, one to rise.
That and your incessant need to cross-dress, Gary. I'm a bit concerned about you. So.
Yeah, so are we. Don't you worry. But anyway, mate, it's good to hear from you, Simon. And
heard it from the Rocky Horror Show, isn't he?
Say good day to Terrence for us as well.
Certainly will. Lovely to speak to you, team. Ta-ta.
See ya.
See you, Simon. Take care. Mate.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, time for caller number 3. Who we got there?
Yeah, we got Corey, guys. How are you?
G'day, Corey. How are you, champion?
Not bad. And I heard that you and the crazy lady went over to New Zealand, and I hope you enjoyed it and had a good time.
Oh, we had a smashing good time, bro.
Yeah, so you didn't manage to get Fisher Harris to come back to Penrith so they can win a game, mate?
No, Operation Bring Fish Home was a failure. I couldn't find him. But, yeah, I did try.
We did have some good-looking roosters come back to our hotel room before we went away.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. And now,
Took some of our stuff.
This question's more for the crazy lady.
Uh-oh.
Now, I know you're a die-hard Penrith fan, and you've had a great last 5 years. What is your opinion on the Panthers in their current form?
Oh, we've been there before. We can't keep winning. Simple as that. Well,
Let someone else have a go.
yeah. Well, I think we're just going to fight it out for the spoon for a couple of years now.
I don't think it's going to go that badly, to be honest.
Nah.
I think you used to be in the 8, but you won't be in like first and second like you have been. But personally, I reckon you'll be on the. I reckon things will change in the next couple of weeks. Put it that way. Not saying you're going to win it, but you're not going to get spooned.
So like I said the other week, they are the side that can win 4 or 5 in a row and do it quite quickly. So if that happens, who knows?
They're obviously going to miss Cleary and Martin at Origin time, so there's going to be.
That's going to be an issue, yeah. But the thing is too, like I might rip Marchie and Gaz off and give him shit about Parramatta losing that, but every team goes through it. And you know, in 2 or 3 years' time, we'll be sitting here with Gary with his slippers on in a rocking chair and going, see, he's now winning the comp or something. You know what I mean? Like the Knights had it for years, and you know, St George are just coming out there.
I had that dream the other day, in a rocking chair, Parramatta winning.
Was that back in the 80s, Gary?
You must have been in a coma.
I was dreaming.
Oh, I'm not going there. Yeah. But yeah, no, they will come good. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to be premiership threats, but they will come. They will be in the 8, in my opinion. I reckon they'll be the next week or two. You watch them start winning. That's my opinion. Anyone else?
Yeah. And another thing I wanted to note, I didn't get to go to the game up in Newcastle on the weekend.
You're lucky.
It was pretty disappointing, actually. But I saw a clip on social media from the Newcastle Knights where I assume it was family for Tyrone doing the haka with Big Leo joining in on that.
Yep.
I thought that was absolutely fantastic from the family and fans as well, with Leo giving him that honour, and I think more Kiwi players should be doing that for their players as well that are making their debut as well. So I think that was absolutely fantastic, and it should be encouraged by all teams.
100%. I'll go as far as saying, okay, Indigenous round. You know, I love all the rounds. Indigenous rounds, they're Indigenous Australians get out and do the dance and stuff. Why can't we have a round where, even if it's multicultural, where we get a lot of the what do you call it, Maoris doing the haka in the middle ground?
Yeah. I agree.
Yep.
You know, and then maybe down the track we get the Samoan war cry and that they do. Let's get involved with it. Let's get involved with the culture, because you want all this racism and stuff to stop. 100% we do. We don't want our kids growing up and all that kind of stuff. This is the only way to educate the kids, is bringing more of this stuff involved.
And bring the Fiji little hymn thing in.
Oh, mate, that gives you goosebumps too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love nothing more than the haka and that Fijian hymn. If you say that they don't give you goosebumps, you're not alive.
You're a rock.
That's my opinion. And also, while we're on the subject of that too, Anzac Day. Anzac Day better be big this year in the NRL, where they all do the last post, etc. Or I'm going to flip my switch.
You'll see that every game. They do it every year.
But there was talk of only doing the last post on Anzac Day game.
Yeah.
Wrong.
No.
I think every club
game
should get behind it.
100%. It's
Every club should
one
get-
round of bloody year.
Yep.
And they are the real heroes of the world. Without these heroes that died for us, we're not here today.
Yep. 100%.
Agreed.
And everyone been to an Anzac Day round game?
Yep.
No, I haven't yet.
I have.
Haven't? Do yourself a favour. Get to one.
Yep.
Honestly. You been?
They're good. Yep.
You been to one?
No.
Do yourselves a favour that haven't been. Get to one, because I guarantee you will when the players walk out together and that music starts. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps now just thinking of it. To be honest, it is something special.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they all line up and do that. Yeah. I love it. Absolutely love it. And yeah, mate.
Yeah, the Anzac Games every year is something that's really affects me personally, having family members who served, and to all the men and women who are listening here today who've got family
100%.
that have served and never came home, thank you very much for the service. It's much appreciated.
100%, mate. And, you know, I'm excited. The Knights are playing the Warriors this year. Shame it's not at home. But, yeah, I can't wait to watch it, to be honest.
The Warriors should play New Zealand on Anzac Day. It's just as much as a New Zealand tradition as well as it is Australian. So
100%.
Yeah, I'm for it, but I meant so I could go to the game. That's what I meant, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I served in the army. You didn't know that, do you?
No.
Salvation Army. But yeah, no, it's a absolute cracker of an event, and I wish I could behind it. I love all these rounds, to be honest, because you know you're learning more things, and that I reckon they should put a mental health round on. That's just my opinion, but that affects everyone.
Yeah, everyone knows someone that's dealing with it.
100%. And I like them. I think they're great. Look at the Anzac jerseys that have been brought out this year. It's great. Though, you know, I think some clubs could probably put a little bit more thought into it, but that's my opinion. But it's great. And we learn new things, and the kids get educated. I get educated. We all learn new things about it. So Anyone else?
No.
No.
You covered it 100%.
Anyway, thanks for your call, buddy. And
No worries, anytime.
you're in the draw for the Says Inc. tattoo voucher, the $200 cash thanks to Says Inc. and the Nighttime Podcast, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah, can't wait to see what happens next, guys.
Thanks, champion.
Thanks, mate.
Take care.
See ya.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, that's Talking Schmidt for this week. And who are we going to give it to? I know you'd like to give it to Simon, but who are we going to give the prize to?
Corey.
I think Corey as well.
Corey?
Brought up the Anzac and
Very
everything.
Yeah.
question, yeah.
He sort of, I felt he was getting a little bit emotional.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Voice was
That's
starting
why I
to
thought
crack.
I'd try and make a little bit of humour out of it, because I thought he was getting a little bit up.
He's got a big heart.
What's your thoughts on the Knights Anzac jersey this year, mate?
Okay, I'll be honest. I can understand what the colours are representing, and it's done well. Do I like it? It's not. It's okay. Would I buy it? No, I wouldn't.
I saw a couple at the game the other day, actually, and they
So they're already out.
yeah, they
Yeah.
are quite different. They are very different.
I get what it's representing.
Yeah.
And it's done well. 100% like what it's for. That's not me. I couldn't wear that. Down the track, I might this year buy one and get it signed, put it away or something. But I mean, I've done a few, and I'm just an amateur. Designed my own, and then I've seen others design them. Put it out there. Let some of the fans design a jersey.
Yeah.
And like you look at Penrith did one year. What year was that one that you've got?
It was about 3 years ago now.
Oh, it's black and it's got like the silhouette of the Anzacs on it. And
That one? No, that's older.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. That's...
Oh, it's meant that one. And then the Knights' first one they ever did. I had 4 of them at one stage. That's how good they were.
Yep.
That was a good one, the blue one. There's been some good ones over the years, and they've got all, like the soldiers and that on. I like that kind of stuff. But, yeah, this year's, I would have preferred to have the red and blue. That's just personal opinion. I get what it's for, and it's done right for what it's representing, but I just, prefer the red and blue, personally.
Team's colours, yeah.
I'd like to see a black jersey too, black, red and blue, but that's just... probably never happened.
Well, if the Knights are wearing that colour for Anzac Day, I wonder what the Warriors are going to wear, because they use those colours.
Yeah. Yeah.
They would probably they seem to do like a darker blue, don't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, Corey is the fruit of the draw for this week, and is that you for this week?
Yep.
Thanks very much for coming back on, and all your hard work you do, and good to see you. You're better and haven't got the man flu anymore?
Sure. I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that.
Looks could kill.
They were wise words.
Brave words.
And, I guess we'll see you next week. But I'll see you soon, don't you worry. Anyway, we'll take a short break and we'll be back shortly. All right, guys, and welcome back. And I do apologise. I was too excited in things, and I forgot to mention our good mates at Juice Bomb bought Talking Schmidt to you by Juice Bomb, our lovely refreshment drinks here. So, excuse me, absolutely beautiful. Here we were last year drinking the beer, and now we're going to the kids' cordial.
Yeah, nice too.
It's a kid-friendly show.
Oh, they're good, but eh?
When? What show are you watching?
Well, it's after 8:30 now, so
Well, but hang on, that's what we got. Oh, we'll
I'll
go
let
that
my hair down.
yeah.
Oh, so no one's added their own vodka to theirs?
Oh no, vodka. We all seen that photo. Anyway,
Screenshot.
hey,
Screenshot that one.
want to go there, do we?
I found out what photo that one is. Actually. I'll let you know it was actually wax.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
I
it
bet you
was.
waxed her.
It was a wax museum.
Or him. Anyway, time for Team List Tuesday. And Team List Tuesday is brought to you by Extreme Indoor Go-Karts. And I tell you what, I'm watching their snippets every week of, they're filming. I've got the urge, eh? I just want to get on. It's
Won't be long, guys. I reckon we've got to get out there and have a day out again.
it will be a full day. It's going to be a full day because talking to our good friends too at Purnell Trophies. They're putting up massive trophies for, the winner.
First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and last.
You might get a last one, or you might get, the Crash of the Day award too.
Gary.
No,
Chris.
yeah,
Best one
you
in
got to
drag.
watch him.
The best one in drag.
Oh God!
I'll just take the trophy now.
You've got to watch him and Garfield because they like to team up together.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Pretty sly, are they?
Yeah, well, let's put it this way. I nearly, how it goes, two-story, like down the ramp. I nearly went off the edge of the ramp, and they hit me that hard. My seatbelt went flying off, so I had to stop. Oh, man. Oh, I was, by the end of the night, I felt like Corey after the boat ramp. I was sore everywhere. But,
I'm only sore in one region, not everywhere.
Don't go there.
Anyway, but I picked it right. I got him back, and I was probably 3 laps from the finish on the trophy race, pushed him under the barrier. So by the time they got him out from under the barrier, I'd lapped
Done
him.
a lap.
Have to pat him down, make
the
sure
year
he's got no
before, though, you
heels.
mounted me.
Yeah, but what about the go-karting? Yeah, no, it's because it's they let us get away with a little bit there, and he come around the corner, I tried to lap him, and somehow I've mounted him. My car was on top of his car. Don't ask me how I did it. Don't ask me to do it again
Car or
because
rig?
I wouldn't be able to do it again. The car, yeah.
Corey was going, oh.
So yeah, it'll be a great day. By the looks of it, to Sign Shop. It's going to be the Purnell Sign Shop Cup. Sign Shop's going to be doing a lot and bringing the Newcastle Jets as well.
Be a good day.
So I've spoke to a couple of some of the Knights players I speak to, and I've got one bloke in particular that seems pretty keen. But put it this way, I'm not running into him because he'll probably get out and belt us. So does it give you any clues? I'll just tell him the bloke in front of me, that's Reed Marnie. But anyway, we'll get more into that closer to the day. But time for the team list. And welcome. We've got a guest that's been in the studio all night watching what we do, and Chaplain Paulie.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure and honour to be here, and very entertaining.
Yeah, well,
eye-opening.
Well,
That's probably a better way to
that's
put
a
it.
better way.
That's generally my version at the boat ramp, eye-opening.
Oh, and moving
Bring
on, but welcome.
You reckon I'm bad in drag?
Oh, they were sort of like stuck between two,
Yeah, that's okay.
Thorn between two roses.
Yeah, and
I forgive.
I hope you had a good time here, and you can join us the rest of the show. And
It's been great.
yeah.
It really has been.
See what we do behind the scenes and the fun we have and banner and
We're also sorry.
yeah.
You talk
Scarred
footy.
for life.
Just remember what happens in the studio stays
Stays in the studio, yeah.
Or you can take it to the boat ramp. It's just up to you.
Anyway,
Well, that's
on that note,
I mean, just very quickly, we do take the piss out of each other,
Yeah.
though. But at the end of the day, like, if everyone does have an issue with mental health,
we're all there for each other.
yeah.
I've noticed that there is the banter, but the respect among everyone here is fantastic. I
100%.
love the camaraderie that you've got here. It's
But
great.
even without saying names, a certain member of the crew had some issues in previous weeks, and we're there to get them through their problems, and not just to the crew, but anyone out there that needs any help, we're always there to help. But we're like one big family there. We all like to help each other and
Absolutely.
make sure everything's Mickey Mouse. But we're pretty passionate about what we're doing, and not just the show, but the foundation too. We've had a lot of help from a lot of people, but we're only growing bigger and bigger. And one day I hope to have the foundation up that big and running, that we have a full-time counsellor, or whether it's 1 or 3 or 4 on board where they're available. Even it's just online or by phone for anyone that needs help out there. So that's the goal.
Excellent.
We will get there. We will get there. We will make that happen. It's
Yep.
just a matter of how long it's going to take us to get it there. But
So we won't quit.
oh no, we won't.
We're going to
We
all pull together and do it.
definitely won't. It'll be good to get if we could have got some government assistance for that, but we don't. So we'll make things work
That
ourselves.
might come a bit later too.
Yeah.
You don't know. Like, it's one of them things you keep pushing for it. You can make things happen. So
Oh, 100%.
Agreed.
You know, and just even what we did last year, just at the park, that little,
along for
yeah,
people.
it made such a hell of a difference.
Yeah.
And then we got recognised with the when I said we, because it was us, for the what was Citizen of the Year award. It was us as a team.
Great stuff.
But yeah, so we got runner up, but it would have been good to get the. But we're getting there. So anyway, let's move it on. Manly up against the Dragons. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a pretty cracker of a game.
Yep. It'll be worth watching.
Unfortunately, I'll be at work to watch this, so I can't watch it, unfortunately.
Why 7:50?
Because it's Thursday night.
Oh, this kicks off at 8.
Because it's Thursday night.
Maybe they decided to drop it 10 minutes
10
off.
minutes early.
That is weird, but
Yeah, it's not
10
8
minutes.
o'clock on the dot. It's weird. Anyway,
You'd think
sorry.
8 or 7:30.
Yeah, 10 to 8's a bit weird. But anyway.
Yeah, that's
At
the
four-
NRL. Anything's possible.
At 4 Points Park.
Yeah, pothole land.
We have not won at Pothole Land for a while, so I'm a bit concerned about this game, actually.
I think Manly will bounce back, to be honest. Only because it's at 4 Pines. If it was at Cogra or Wollongong, I'd probably take the Dragons.
I'm going.
In saying that,
The Eagles.
the Eels.
Eagles.
I was going to say.
What he said for you.
I thought that too.
There's a young bloke on the extended bench for the Dragons. His name's Finu Latu, who was seen at Newcastle headquarters this week. He is a up-and-coming young forward, lock forward, and they've got a lot of big raps on him. So if Newcastle do get him, good luck, because he's a good player.
And there you go. There's Raymond Flotua Mariner. He's on the extended bench. So. I tell you what, if someone can grab hold of him, it'd be a good pickup.
Yeah.
Might be one for the Eels.
You did captain Canterbury
Mm.
first year that Geraldo was there, so there must be something good there.
Yeah, I like him. I think the right club to pick him up. He could go. Yeah.
He's pretty hard player.
He should be in front of Blake Laurie. Sorry, don't sing his praises very well, but and he might be a nice guy, Blake, and you know what I mean. But for me, he's just not.
Sorry to cut you off. I even like somewhere if he ended up like at a Penrith or a Storm, you might see the best come out in him. Anyway, Marchie.
I'm thinking Saints. I can't see Manly without Turbo. The wheels seem to come off every time he's out. And it's purely based on that. I know they're at 4 Pines, but I just think the Dragons can get the biggies on them.
They do. The only thing, Manly is a side that they'll play crap, then they'll play good, then they'll play crap. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be a flip of the coin, but I get what you're saying. Like even on paper, St George is starting to look better and better.
Yeah.
And David Clemmer up front, I reckon he's back into probably the best form he's played in probably 2 years. Clemmer.
I think their back three's pretty good too.
Yes.
The wingers.
Sloan's still got a little bit of work to do, but he's getting there.
Coming really well.
He's getting there. And obviously Christian Tupelotu's out this week with a hamstring injury. Matt Feeney takes his spot. There's a lot of blokes that can take that wing spot. So, anyway, it's a big out for us as well because he's our leading try scorer this year. So, I don't know, it's a tough game. I mean, Manly always give us a hard game regardless where they play. So, but we do have a good record against them as well too. So
you going the Eagles, are you?
no, I'm going to say my heart always going to take St George.
Go the Eels.
You go the Eels, yeah. I always will take with my heart. I always take the Dragons, but I'm probably a little bit concerned about it.
I'm sorry, Marchie.
Anyway, that's my pick. Everyone else having a pick, so
yeah, I'll take the Eagles.
At 4 Pines, I can't see anything but Eels.
I'm going to go the Dragons, just to be different. I'm going to go the George.
It could go either way.
What about the Saint?
The George for sure. I'll be at the George drinking, watching it.
Yeah, fair enough. the Bulldogs
Oop.
and the Rabbits Friday night. I'm sorry, I can't go past the Dogs here.
Dogs.
It's hard to pick anyone against the Dogs. 5-0.
Fresh off a bye too.
Mm.
They're going to be tough to beat. They're going to be tough for any side to beat.
Yeah.
Burton's back this week too.
Mm. And I like the bench. I really like the bench of the Dogs, to be honest.
Satili Tupanua.
Mm.
Obviously Kurt Mann. Don't know much about Jack Todd.
No, I haven't seen a lot of him either.
No.
But just those two. And then you got Viliamu kick out to come back soon.
He's on the extended bench.
So that probably that Jack Todd would make way for Viliamu in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
And Viliamu probably come onto the bench, ease his way back in. What a bench that would be, to be honest.
Very much so.
Is there a better charge down on the ball than Viliamu kick out?
Tarek Sims used to be pretty good at it.
Tarek Sim, but yeah, I mean, that's a pretty scary for a kicker to see that come running at you.
Yeah, he's a big lump.
And apparently they reckon all you can hear is the noise of, like, he makes a fair noise when he's coming at you. Like, come on. Dogs for me, Archie.
Yeah, definitely the Dogs for me.
Guys.
Already said the Dogs.
Oh, right, that's my apologies.
I'm a Rabbit. The biggest thing for me out of this game, I don't think we're going to get up, but I see Josh Schuster is on the extended bench. And apparently he's played well already. He is a work in progress. I just think if he could bring an X factor, which we haven't really got, but I do think the Dogs will get us.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's be at the moment the way they're going, probably be quite comfortably, but anything's possible. I'm not a rabbit, but the wife calls me a horse. But Corey,
Oh.
Did you say ass?
yeah,
Well, I'm going to straight style and I'm going to go dog.
you gonna what?
So I'm taking the Dogs.
Oh, right. Fair enough, Corny.
Bulldogs. They're the only team that's played all their games and won every single game. So I reckon they're on a bit of a hot streak at the moment. Hopefully it keeps up.
Till they meet Para.
Put a cricket score on.
Oh, sorry.
Run rings
Cost me a
around.
few bourbons, that
Hey,
one.
dreams are free, guys.
Haven't we already had the joke section?
Oh, mate, we love it here. Dolphins and the Storm.
Can't go past the Storm.
Oh, the Dolphins are paying $4.90.
It's,
Get on 'em.
I mean, it's up there in sunny Queensland, but I mean, they've got a decent side. You have a look at it on paper. The Hammer, Jermaine Osaka, Herbie Farmworth.
Avarilla's been playing right too.
Yeah. Katoa, Saifidi, Marshall King, Kafusi, Tommy
Lostock.
Gilbert, Max Plath.
Lostock gives you the ball back. The
Yeah,
score.
well, true. But, I mean, they've got a decent side, but it's hard to go past the Storm, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Storm's on form.
Did we?
Injured for Longo to be in.
Is he the little
Yeah.
pocket rocket?
Yeah, it's Cyril Longo, yeah.
Yeah, okay, for me, I know Storm fans are probably going to put the pincushion out and start, or Smita Dole and start putting them in to me here, but if I'm the Storm, I'm offloading Ryan Pappenhausen.
Oh, he is.
And Falongo is my future fullback going forward. Do you watch that little young fella play? He is like a little jack in the box.
Yeah.
He's going, yeah, I'm sorry, honestly, I know Pappenhausen's, when he wants to, he's good, but for me, that Falongo, man, he's great guns.
Yeah.
I think.
But across if you have a look at the centre pairing, Avarillo and Beep Herbie, and Howard and Anderson, that's a good match up there too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's good across the board.
Even in their forwards, you know. But interesting to note that there is still no Nelson.
I was going to say, what happened to that big fella in the Storm?
He's sitting
Nelson.
there in the middle.
Oh, I wish I was playing the Storm.
No, but what has happened to him? Is he on injury?
I didn't think he was.
Or has he been dragged off because he's a bit hot-headed?
Well, I'll tell you what, get the checkbook out.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing to suffer Solomona.
In blue and gold will look good.
No, you wouldn't. Red and blue.
Slap
Replacement for
Solomona.
Leo.
What about who you going to play Styrone with then?
No, he's staying there. Nice try. But yeah, like, where is he?
They're going to take Tui, come Kamithia.
Oh, wow.
You know what?
That was a mouthful.
Come Kamika.
That's what she said. Yeah, it's interesting. That's your homework for this week, Corey, to find out where Big Nelson
Big
is.
Nelson is.
All right.
Full Nelson.
All right. Where is Nelson?
Go and track him down.
All right.
Take the money out of the bank and off you go.
All right.
Well, he's a gun.
Oh, yeah, he definitely.
You know,
100%.
a lot of people go, yeah, but all he wants to do is fire his hot head. But that's
You need a hot head.
what Bellamy puts him out there to do.
Yep.
And it works.
Stir the pot.
That's right.
Storm for me, Marty.
Yeah, Storm for me.
Guys.
Storm.
Storm.
Storm it is.
That's unanimous.
And the Warriors and the Broncos. It's the next one on Saturday night at 5:30. It's over there at New Zealand. Ooh, I tell you what, this is going to be hard for the Warriors. No Fisher Harris for 6 weeks. I don't like to do it because I've got a real soft spot for the Warriors. What they went through through COVID time, and now Fush and Barney's there. But I'm going to have to take the Broncos on last week, so I'll bounce back, and that's a huge out, Fisher Harris. But over there, it's the hardest road trip ever. Anything's possible, but I might take the Broncos in a tight one. Marchie?
I'm thinking the Warriors
Hope you're all right.
on the home side of it. I just think last week the Broncos showed something that they really haven't shown much of, where they handling let them down. The ball wasn't going where it should have been going. The kicking game was off key. I don't know. I think it might even continue into this week, to be honest with you.
Let's hope. But I like. I'm a fan of obviously Payne Haas. Like he's a monster. But I like Jordan Ricky too. The Kiwi. I think the Broncos just Gaz.
Yeah, like the Warriors, but yeah, the Broncos.
I've just taken last week's game into consideration. The Roosters, that they almost bullied the Broncos pack, and if the Warriors take a leaf out of their book, I mean the Broncos have set themselves up to be treated.
It's up to Barney to
pretty
get
harshly, you know, and they got the halves to do it. But if the forwards start getting pushed around again, because Haas, he didn't get many yards at all last week, and that was the key.
You have a look at the extended bench part of the Warriors. There's some handy names on there.
Yeah.
On the extended bench, Freddie Lussick, Morgan Harper, Tanner Boyd. Can't get a start. Interesting.
I'm going to go the Broncos just.
No, don't worry about it, mate.
Just adjusting.
Yeah, just adjusting. A bit uncomfortable. Yeah.
Courtney.
Yeah.
I'm going to go the Warriors. I've just got a feeling.
Not a bad feeling.
I hope you're right, because
Home games just go really good for them, so.
I do. And the crowd gets behind them
Yeah.
down there. It's
And the Broncos, like, just from memory, they haven't always played very great over there, so.
a lot of people teams struggle with that.
100%.
I don't know whether it's a triple over or whether it's the crowd.
Yeah.
Bit of both.
But
It's a
yeah,
lot.
it's definitely something over there that they've got. They're a different side.
Yeah.
Depends where they play and what stadium, because they're playing 3 or 4 different.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, did they over there?
And they're actually getting a new stadium built.
Are they?
I have to speak to the boss, which town we went to over there, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's Warrior Stadium. Go on, let's go. We'll see if we can find Barney. I said, I'll give Barney a call when we get there and see if we can get in the training or something. If they're training, I said, we'll go see Fish. I said, imagine that. We'll film it and send it back to you guys. I said, we're bringing Fish home.
Finding fish.
I said it'd be funny. And we're walking up. I said, oh yeah, it's pretty cool. And we went into the shop to get some clothes, so the kids wanted to buy some clothes when we went past. And I said, oh, that's a Warrior Stadium out there. She said, yeah, it's still getting built.
You're in the wrong town.
We weren't going to that one, were we? But yeah, apparently that looks beaut, eh?
Yeah, okay.
Massive, eh? And it even, don't quote me because we're still a fair way back, but it even looks like it could have a roof.
I don't know why a lot of them don't have roofs on.
Every stadium that's built in the modern era now should have a roof.
Have a roof on it. Yeah.
I like the one at Wellington, the cake tin as they call it, in the way they did. They do their stadiums really well over there.
Which is that where the Chiefs play?
Wellington, no, that's it could be.
We went past that one too.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Wellington, yeah. I don't think.
Well, there's 3 of them, or we went past. One of them's got Sky something written across the side of it too.
You got Auckland. You got Eden Park, which is the main one, which is in Auckland.
No, I didn't go there.
Yeah, so Waikato. Waikato is the Chiefs.
Yeah, went past that one. That looks really nice too.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you've got the cake tin, as they call it, which is in Wellington.
Is that a round one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Up
right near the dock.
Near a dock, yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's where we docked
okay.
the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually looks really nice, eh?
Yeah.
But this other one they're getting built, I'll figure out where it was. Ask the wife, she's the brains. And yeah, it looks like it's looking the goods.
Yeah, right.
It's going to make our stadium look pretty ordinary, to be honest.
A scaffolding can stay in.
Mind you, though, the ISC has come a long way.
Oh, yeah.
It's come a
100%
eh?
long way.
it is. But still, we still got done it, I reckon. Like, you know, we still got lights you've got to put on at 2:30 so we can use it at 9 o'clock. You know, the old floodlights.
Yeah.
But then we go to your stadium, for example, you can flick them off and on like Gary Glitter
like a
over
switch,
it.
yeah.
You know, change colours and yeah, that's how it should be.
I remember playing back in under 15s. They used to have the school comps there, and the finals were played there, and it was like sand. It was like running on sand. That's what they had for their drainage. It was a shocking ground to run on.
Was that it?
That was ISC.
Oh yeah.
It was like a sand pit. You know, you'd be running and you feel like you run up the beach.
Even back when the Knights first come into the comp to now.
Well, that was pretty much then. Because that was when Ashley Gordon used to be a
Flash.
scout. Him and Slam and Sam used to scout around all the school, high school games. And yeah, we played a game there. It was about 87, 88. And yeah, I remember I took an intercept, and I remember it felt like I was just running on sand. It was like I was going nowhere.
Yeah, I played a few schoolboy games on there where it was obviously the days where the drainage wasn't that great and it was pretty muddy and whatnot. Yeah.
When you play at the Broncos Stadium, you seen that drain when it rains?
I haven't seen. No.
I'll show you a photo when it was back a few years back. They had all that rain. It floods. It floods. I mean, it not floods as like God, it's damp underfoot. It floods. You need to flip us out goggles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, moving forward, Roosters and Panthers. This could be a cracker of a game, I think.
Wonder if the Roosters can get the double over them this year.
Well, Spencer coming, it's at Allianz. There's another good stadium. I really would like to see Penrith bounce back on this one. Dylan Edwards, Alamotti. I still think To'o is a big hole.
Togo's out this week. He's on the interchange. That's a bit surprising. Because they've got Luke Garner out in the centres.
That's, to me, is...
That's a bit of a...
It's like when the Knights put Canny out there. It's just not right. You know, they're a second rower for a reason. And it shows.
And hasn't Tom Jenkins got back to a bit of form since he come back to New...
Yeah, he has, but he had a shocker last week. Mate, this could go top. Oh, Marchie, I'm going to leave it to you, mate.
I hope she watches this back, but I'm going the Roosters.
Oh, she watches it, don't you?
Well, no, that's why I said it. No, I think it's a very, very... It's going to be a close game. I don't think either team's going to run away with it.
No.
I think the Roosters, but I think only just in a very tight game.
Gaz?
I'm going to go the Roosters, but like Marky was just saying, whoever holds the ball in it, anyone starts spilling the ball, the other team's just going to make them pay for it.
Mitch Kenny's back too, which will be a big plus for the Panthers.
This is my upset of the week. I think Penrith's going to get up, and I think they might put a few points on. I just look at the pack. They got Scotty Sorensen back, Mitch Penny back, Mitch Kenny, Lindsay Smith. I don't know. They're just, and I think there'll be at least their forwards will be getting back to what did well. Papa Lee's coming off the bench, and I think he's going to start doing a few things, and I think a bit of pressure will be on.
I think he's been pretty disappointed. To be
So
honest.
is,
He was all right at start and then blacked off a bit.
I think he had his breakout season at Parramatta. Parramatta lost him for that reason when he went to the Tigers. But he did absolutely nothing at the Tigers, and I don't really think he's been the same player since.
So is Rob's brother, Brad. He's got a Schneider. He's got to try and get some play, get a bit better as well.
Yeah, he's been pretty ordinary. But I've been impressed with Liam Henry, young fellow on the bench there. I'm going to take the Panthers. I think the Panthers can come back. Nathan can't play that badly as well. I reckon he'll have a better game. And I reckon the Panthers by 6.
Panthers for me.
Courtney.
I'm going to go the Roosters, but as Marchie said, very tight.
Next one is Sunday, the Titans and Raiders. This one, see, the Titans are a danger side where they'll play crap and then you go out there and they'll hand it to you.
And that's where, that's the funny the NRL works. It's there's a lot of teams that are inconsistent at the moment, and probably one or two that are consistent.
Yep.
And Titans are inconsistent.
I just think they got Chris Randall was at hooker, and then last week they changed him for Sam Verrills. I don't think they went as well from dummy half. Personally, I thought Randall should go back there.
Well, they couldn't go any worse, the Titans, than they did last week, so I'll probably bounce back.
I'm going to take the Raiders on the back of the Ginger Cat, playing some good footy, and Marchie.
I think the Raiders. I just don't see the Titans bouncing back the way we're thinking they're going to bounce back. And as much as the Raiders are a little bit hot and cold, they're still hanging into games.
Well, Josh Papali'i is back to the bench with Horsburgh starting. So, I mean, to be pushed back to the bench, obviously Horsburgh's doing some good footy.
He's been on fire. It's just, I think it's probably his best. I mean, you go back a couple of seasons ago, that game that he broke down in that game against Parramatta, where they actually dragged him off the field. He was crying. And
good on him. It just shows he got heart.
He showed his heart, but he wasn't playing
good footy
with his heart. He seemed to be, but this season he's been huge. He's been huge, and he's getting support too. Hudson and Morgan Smithies. I like that Morgan Smithies. I sort of followed him a little bit last year where he was playing off the bench, and I think he's turning into a reasonably good player as well.
From Wigan.
Yeah.
There you go. There's Zach Hoskins back too.
There you go.
Question we were asking earlier. Gaz?
Yeah, the Raiders.
Paulie.
Something about the Raiders this year, I think they're going to be top 4, and they're not going to drop games like this. They've past seasons, they drop games like this. This year, they're going to win all the games they should win, I think.
So, number 17, Isaac, that's obviously Tino's brother, is it?
Yes.
There you go. Who you take, Gory?
I'm going to take Canberra.
Courtney?
Yeah, the Raiders.
Yeah, I think we're all on that one. And then the game of the round on Sunday, the Mighty Knights. Yeah, we can all hope, can't we? Up against the Sharks. The big inclusion here, I think, is Tyson Gamble back at 7. His kicking game alone will be instrumental for us, I think. And Phoenix back at hooker. But good to see that Tyrone Thompson still kept his spot, but I thought it was a bit harsh on Brody going back to the bench.
Yeah.
I thought he played pretty well. And
why do they keep benching him?
I don't know, but what I can't figure out is you got Tyson Frizzell playing prop.
Yeah.
And you got Matt Crocker at 13. Go figure. Now,
They've brought Can into the starting side too, haven't they? And I think he deserves that.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't you just put him at, or even put Tyson back to lock? And Matt Crocker up to prop.
Power trio, I've found Fletcher, Thomas, and Brody. All three of them, when they're out, they rip in. And together, a bit of a dangerous combo.
Yeah.
I keep benching him. I don't understand.
Well, even last week he was named in the starting side, and then all of a sudden, come kickoff, they put him back to the bench.
Yeah.
I mean,
But then they put Fletcher out there. How long did Fletcher sit on the bench for?
Fletcher.
Or did they just put him straight on?
Oh, he started. Yeah, played the whole game.
So that's what I mean. Like, why?
I just don't understand why they changed. Yeah, what's going on with Brody? They're like
He's upset someone.
I know her, but by the looks of it, but I honestly, sorry about that. That one slipped. It's stuff that I know why they do this to. It's stuff so that they can't get a bit of momentum and
Comes back to combinations. You chop it, even though it's your pack, there's still combinations in those
100%.
packs. Your back rowers work together.
But
they're supposed to work off each other.
But if he was going to start with the two Thompsons last week, why change it back now?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're only good enough when they're needed, and then when they're not needed, everyone's back. They're like, all right.
Sorry, don't bag coaches, but I think it's time to go, O'Brien.
Yeah,
to be
everyone's
honest.
saying it.
I
I think
take
it's
the Knights to bounce back this week, guys.
Yeah, Knights are me.
I can't work out anything that O'Brien's doing. I think he's starting to clutch at straws because I think he already knows where things are going. And I just hope for Newcastle's sake that they can get Arthur for the next year because they lost the crowd. They didn't get booed last week, but I don't think it was far off.
No. Well, the thing is, okay, let him go now. Pay him out, let him go. Give someone an interim coach for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I'll put my hand up. I guarantee you we'll have more exciting football than what he's producing. We mightn't win or more or whatever, but I guarantee you, because I'll train him to be attacking footballers. Not with this just playing up the middle and out the back to Ponga. It's so predictable.
I mean, it's not the coach's fault that you drop balls and whatnot, but you're right, with that coaching style of prediction, yeah.
And when you're chopping and changing this, and like I get he had to bring Gamble back in, but all the chopping and changing, you can't get it. Yeah.
From Queensland.
Sorry?
Get the brothers from Queensland down here.
Well,
give them a shot for the rest of the year.
No, we'll do it. But yeah, no, I like the brothers. 100%. I'll be taking them. Archie?
Sharkies for me.
Sharkies.
Yeah, they're going to put a score on.
Not Sharks?
Yeah, I think so.
Stop it.
I don't like saying it. I feel a bit dirty. But...
Sit next to Gary, you do. Corey?
I'm going to take the Knights to bounce back this week. They can't play any worse what they did last week. If they're going to get 26,000 people on Sunday, I think they'll turn it around.
Yeah, he checks in them up. Corey?
Heart says Knights, head says Sharks. They're both playing equally as sloppy, I guess. With the last 2 weeks of games from the Knights, I'm not hopeful, but I'm going to back my boys.
Another loss.
Fingers crossed. I'll know how it feels soon. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to sit on the fence with that one, to be honest. I'm going to pick my boys, but I'm more of a fence sitter on that one.
So is Corey. The last
No,
one.
I'm a boat sitter.
Ballast sitter.
This has to be the most
Spoon
boring
bowl.
game of the year, hasn't it?
We played a spoon bowl.
Good for a laugh.
It would have been spoon bowl once in a blue moon.
The Tigers and the Eels. Interesting to see number 7. No, Lachlan Galvin.
Oh, Mitch Moses back.
Too soon.
Yeah.
They were talking 8 to 9 weeks, and what are we at? Round 7.
Round 7, yeah. Pushing them. Like we said last week, they're just pushing them back on.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it can't handle any more losses, so let's just really stuff up the rest of the season.
Well, I think Lockie's a big out
Yeah.
for him. I thought he's been pretty good for most of the season so far. I think Luai has sort of sat back. He played a really good game on Sunday, I thought.
It showed. See when they stuffed up the dropout?
Yeah.
But he was waiting for the referee or something. Anyways, rather than get the shits and throw the ball or whatever, see, he was just placid with it and just, sportsmanship.
Carry on.
Yeah, good on him.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, like I say, I thought it was probably his best game for them this year.
So far.
Whether that carries into this week, and I'm assuming it's going to have to. I don't know how good Dewey's going to go at halfback.
I'll tell you what, the form of Terrell May has been massive.
Yeah.
Nah, last week, he was owned. Last week.
He still made 191 run meters last week.
I don't think he went that well against the Knights, to be honest.
I tell you one bloke that did go well was Stafford Toa.
Yes.
Even though he went to the bin, but
That was still good.
yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
I'm going to take the Tigers.
In a close one?
Yes. Now, I reckon the Tigers will do them. Hey. But in saying that, the inclusion of Moses could turn things around. I hope not. I hope so. And Jermaine Hopgood, easy going, that kid. Put him down for a smoky spot for the Queensland Origin this year, I reckon. Marty, I'm not even going to ask you or Gaz. Paul.
I think it'll be interesting if we're going to get a read on how good the Tigers' win was against the Knights, because the Knights were awful.
Oh, well, shit. Any other decent team, say it with respect, any other team would have put 50 on us.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. And Parramatta are on the improve. I think this could be a golden point game.
Well, the only way they can go is up, so.
Well, that's true. I'd actually really like to see give Dylan Brown 60 minutes, get him off and get Dylan Walker in a 5'8",
And piss him off.
and then see how that goes as a combination.
If they go
I
good.
think that was the reason Walker's been brought into the Parramatta side.
If it clicks, send him out.
That's
Send
exactly
him to
right.
Newcastle.
But like I said, you will not see him at Newcastle before Parramatta play him.
Yeah, swap him.
It'll be after.
Jackson Hastings.
They'll send him after. They won't want to.
We don't want him either.
I'm gonna take Parramatta here on a field goal to win it. Moses to win it.
Now, I will say with Jackson Hastings, I reckon he could go all right in the right club, eh? They find the right club, and he kept his mouth shut. Well, Jackson has the potential to play. We've all seen it over in England. But, yeah.
He's
What's
just
been
wrecked
the
it for
difference between a star in England and basically a disappointment here? Crazy.
Send him out to Karua.
Karua?
Yeah, go boys, lead a team.
There's a boat ramp for Karua, isn't there?
Is that Corey?
Well, no, I'm only a Tom ago, so I don't know.
You haven't branched out yet?
No, I haven't, mate. No, I'll bring some of my friends though next time. Are you available?
Last time I went outside fishing, it was the boat ramp at Karua.
Yeah,
That's where we launched.
Yeah, all you caught was crabs.
Yeah.
Corey.
Yeah. As I said, I just touched. I think Parramatta might win in a field goal lead. I think Moses might be the diff.
Yeah, fair enough. Courtney.
I'm going to back the Tigers. I genuinely think Zach Lomax, the Eels not having him this week or for the next few weeks, massive loss. Mate.
Actually,
Huge
that's
loss.
big.
And saying that, Josh Carr's good at finding the white line, so.
Yeah, well, that's true.
But I think Lomax, if Lomax was in there and he didn't just come back from injury or whatever, I think could be pretty even, as you're all saying, but I don't think they're going to do very good at all without him, because I think he's a great player.
Was it Jack Bird? Sorry to cut you off there. That was trying to arc up to Leo Thompson and like him. Was it Jack Bird? A little bit of push and shove and that?
No.
Are you serious? Oh, because they know there's no punching. Like, come on. If there's another bloke in the team, wouldn't you go after someone like Phoenix Crosland rather than him?
Yeah, well, smart man would. There's always a back of the dressing sheds.
Yeah, well. Yeah,
Out the car park.
Like, old mate that wet his pants on the field. What's his name? Russell Packer. He went after David Clemmer. Said, I'll meet you in the car park.
I do remember that, actually.
I'll tell you what, Russell Packer's a good fellow, eh? So is Clem, too. But we're ripping him off when he was playing for the Tigers, actually. And we're going, said to him, hey, wee, when he walked past us. He looked at me. I said, you had a pisser of a game. He cracked up and went like that to us, like, good on him. So,
yeah.
Anyway, guys, well, that's this week's games for this week, and we'll take a short break, come back, and wrap it all up. Guys, welcome back, and it's time to wrap it up. But thanks to everyone on the crew tonight. Thanks, Paulie, for coming on for the last bit.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure. Marchie in the Smita Lounge over there having a couple of beverages at the moment.
I wish.
But everyone that's been involved, once again. We also got merchandise coming.
Yeah.
Like that jacket Courtney's got on. Thanks to our great mates at Hip Pocket Workwear. And we have some competitions that we've been running.
We do, mate. Yes. So our first one with the workplace of the week this week, our winner goes to Daniel Smith, and he's from the Quarry Products.
And he's not my brother.
Not your brother?
Just to make that clear, but yeah. Might be a brother from another mother.
The second competition we're running out through this year is 2 fridges from Shadow to Fairhall. And send in all your entries and that through that. And our winners this week are Chris Ackland, who had the Curry Bulldogs under 16s and under 17s, and Kirsty and Rick Atthorpe from Douglas. And they had West Walls End Juniors and West Walls End Seniors.
Awesome. So, yeah.
And our last competition is our lovely motorised esky that we're going to give away at the end of the year. Find the code word at our show and send it in and email us, please. And this week our winner is Hayley, and she's our winner from last week. So
obviously she emailed the show in. But when you email in, guys, if you can, put your last name as well. And yeah, it just makes it so much easier. So when we announce it or whatever. But yeah, thanks to all the sponsors that are doing all the giveaways and stuff. I mean, how cool would that esky be? Beep, 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 beep.
Apparently I can't win it.
Me either. We don't
Not going to be real cool for me, is it?
Hey?
Won't be real cool for me.
there'll be some really good lucky winner that
Yeah, there will be.
at the end of October, mate. So
and then they'll ring us up and have to pay their fine that they've got.
Speed.
But also, we've decided that we love giving shit away here. We can't help ourselves. So once a month, we're going to do a members rule. Yeah, we're just going to randomly on the show find a member. It won't be any of us, so it's not biased or anything like that. We'll leave it to our production crew. They're going to, on the night, just go like a roulette wheel, boom, find someone. Whoever it sort of lands on, we'll give them a call, and maybe they need a code word to say. We'll just let them have it if they answer, and they're the member of the month.
Sounds good.
They get a date with Gary.
Whoa!
Open mouth kissing only.
All of a sudden, Corey goes home and makes 28 fake profiles.
most of the followers are males, so that's your thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going open kissing, it's French kissing, isn't it?
Anyway, on that note,
give him the Australian kiss.
remember, if you're out there at any NRL game or your local league, send some photos in. It's as easy as that. Don't forget to look for the code word and enter your workplace.
Yep.
Get amongst it, guys. There's very good prizes to get around.
We'll be bringing it out to you guys, and
so
I could be knocking on your door.
once provided.
there goes about 50 entries.
that was a bonus bogan.
Like sleep paralysis.
No, I think he's already had 50 entries.
Maybe there might be a dinner at the boat ramp with Corey.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
sausages.
Look
A sausage fest.
poached eggs.
Sausage sizzle.
Straight off the cleaning table.
Anyway, guys, on that note, we have a ball here every Tuesday night. And Marchie, thanks for coming in again, mate.
Pleasure as always. I enjoy it. It's good fun.
Yeah, you're welcome back anytime. Until next week, guys.
It's all about league.
Good night.
Did they hear it down the bottom end of the
He's
street?
pretty passionate.
Don't fart.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same. We're in the firing line.
Oh, it's never a dull moment when he calls up, is it?
Think so, but I die this.
I don't know.
So you can run a night with Gary.
Woo! They'll be excited.